You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good line roll. Play ball!
Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
It is another gorgeous night for baseball. Abundant sunshine, delightfully cool weather, low humidity, and the 8-game series between the Kernels and the Swing of the Quad Cities heads to Game 3. The Kernels captured the first game of the second half, Game 1 of this series, with the Minnesota Twin minor leaguers Thursday night 6-2 behind Nick Touchstone, 2 home runs from Baltazar Lopez. Last night, the Swing swung the bats with thunderous, booming effectiveness, pounding out 17 hits and clobbering us 11-0. We've taken 3 of 5 from the Quad Cities Ball Club on the season, and we'll play Game 3 on this gorgeous night. A big crowd expected Procter & Gamble fireworks night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. A crescendo of excitement in Omaha, where the College World Series will culminate this weekend at Rosenblatt Stadium. Our dugout interview guest will reflect on the last time the Iowa Hawkeyes made the big dance in Omaha. Tom Hearn is the sales director at the Zone and TV9, KCRG Channel 9. Tom Hearn was a member of the 1972 Iowa Hawkeye baseball team that made it to Omaha to play in the College World Series. Tom joins us in a minute on the dugout interview. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Tom Hearn, what a treat this is, and how prideful you must be to have played on the Iowa Hawkeye baseball team in Omaha in 1972 in the College World Series. My, how that event has taken the spotlight over the years.
It certainly has. It has become a tremendous fan event. If you've been to Omaha, you'll notice that there are always lots of campers, lots of motorhomes, and a lot of tailgating going on. And I remember when we played in 1972, we played Arizona State the first night in the feature game, and there was a standing room only crowd, and the crowd, I believe, was about 13,000. So they've increased the number of people that can get in that ballpark, probably doubled it. And what an event it is. I just can't believe it's been 32 years since we did it, John.
But, Tom, you did it in a golden era of Iowa baseball. Let's talk about that team. Dwayne Banks was a young coach. What was it like playing for him?
Oh, it was a great experience for me. We had some tremendous ball players. Iowa baseball had fallen on some hard times prior to Coach Banks getting there, and I was in the first year of his career. I was one of his first recruits, and that first year we finished the Big Ten, and I think we had about 7 ball games that we lost by 1 run. And we knew that if we could turn that around just a little bit, the next year we could really challenge for the thing, and we did. We started the season off kind of slow, actually. We were 3-3 in the league and just kind of mired in this mediocrity. And all of a sudden, we put together about a 13-game winning streak to win the thing and went up to Minnesota and played a huge doubleheader up there and swept them. And at that time, we knew we had a pretty good shot at it. Then we went to Bowling Green, Ohio to play in the regional and dropped the first game of a double elimination tournament came out of the losers bracket, won the championship game by a extra inning ball game, and how exciting that was when we got that final out and knew we were going to Omaha.
Tom Hearn reminiscing about a golden era in Iowa baseball history, going to the College World Series. Tom, when you played up in Minneapolis and beat the Gophers, was Dave Winfield on that squad?
He certainly was. We faced him again my freshman year. The first time I saw Dave Winfield, he was pitching against us, and beat us 3-2 on a home run in the 7th inning. And then my sophomore year, when we won it, we went up there and there was a huge series. He was actually having some arm trouble, so I believe he was just DHing, and we didn't have to face him. He could throw the fastball that was before the jugs guns, but he was throwing the ball, I would say, in the mid to upper 90s. He was really a hard-throwing right-hander, and of course, 6'7", he's very imposing out there. But I watched him hit a lot of home runs in the 2 years that I played against him.
With wooden bats?
With wooden bats, that is correct.
Boy, Tom, now one of the hallmarks of the College World Series is clink, clank, chink, chink, but you played with the real thing. Tom Hearn visiting with us from KCRG. Tom, then what kind of hoopla surrounded your trip over to Omaha? I'm guessing you bussed over.
John, we bussed everywhere. We bussed to Bowling Green, Ohio. That was about a 16-hour bus trip. So Omaha was, from Iowa City, that was a short trip for us. But, it was exciting. We had a tremendous fan base that followed us everywhere we went. There were business people right here in Cedar Rapids that we'd see in Columbus, Ohio when we played Ohio State. So just a real good following. Then, of course, when you get there, we played Arizona State the first night, and I was telling a friend they were 54-4 when we played them, and had all the All-Americans, all the first-round draft choices. But the stadium was very black and gold. We were definitely the fan favorite. Of course, there was no television coverage of the College World Series at that time, but there were a lot of radio stations there. Excuse me. And they had a section behind home plate that was just filled with scouts. So it was really exciting. It was a real fun time. And if you're a young ball player listening, you understand what I'm talking about, because that's exciting to play in games at that magnitude.
Who were some of the guys on that 55-4 Arizona State Sun Devil team?
Well, the pitcher we faced the first night was Craig Swan, who was I believe a #1 draft choice, but I know he led the National League in ERA.
With the Mets.
I think it was 2 years after he led the league in ERA. They had Alan Bannister at shortstop.
Alan Bannister, who played with the White Sox?
Exactly right. And they had Bump Wills playing second base.
Maury's son.
Correct. And actually, he was instrumental in that game. We should have beat him, actually. We mishandled a bunt in about the 8th inning, and they beat us 2-1. But I'm trying to think of some of the other players. Johnny Sane Jr. played right field for him.
Is that right?
Correct. Little lefty. I played against him also up in Alaska. A lot of these kids played summer ball in some of these summer leagues like Alaska and Grand Junction, Colorado, and the CICL in Illinois, which you're probably familiar with.
Yes, Alton has the Bluff City Bombers, my hometown.
So they were just packed. And we got an unbelievable pitching performance out of a Cedar Rapids kid named Mark Chop, who went out there and 4 hit those guys, struck out 9, I believe, and we got 9 hits off Swan. We just couldn't quite put them together, but what an experience to play against that caliber of a team and play them just nose-to-nose right down to the wire.
Was it still double elimination then?
It was. The second night we played Temple, and to be honest with you, John, we were pretty flat, coming off a very emotional game the night before. And the game was kind of probably an ugly game to watch. There were some errors. Some walks. We got beat, I want to say 10-5, 11-5, something like that. We hit the ball well, but we didn't catch it very well. We didn't throw it very well. But so we were 2 and out, but what a great experience. And had we won that first ball game, who knows what might have happened. But it would have been nice being in the winner's bracket instead of the loser's bracket.
KCRG's Tom Hearn recalling a wonderful era in Iowa Hawkeye baseball. 1972, he and his Hawkeye teammates made it to Omaha, played in the College World Series. A final word with Tom when we return on the Dugout Interview. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, I think.
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? This country was built on the principle that wretched refuse could be made great. So when the tofu-obsessed among us ask what the hot dog is made of, well, the High Life man turns the question back on the questioner. You, sir, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? No, you do not ask of the hot dog. The hot dog asks of you. Are you man enough to live the High Life? Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Tom Hearn, what memories you've provided us with. Do you have any artifacts, rings, programs, ticket stubs, uniform caps from that wonderful trip to Omaha in '72 as a Hawkeye?
I do. We received quite a few things for making the World Series. I've got some things in my office that are really neat to just look at and think about. I do have my old Hawkeye uniform. I wouldn't want anybody at the university to know that because maybe I wasn't supposed to have it, John. But I do have my old Hawkeye uniform and a lot of World Series memorabilia. But the thing you take from that more than any of the physical stuff are the memories. And I turn on the ESPN now and watch the World Series, and I just want to say to those kids, enjoy it. You won't believe what it's like, and you won't believe how you will remember it when you're 50 years old. And I hope they're cherishing the moment because it's a very nice time of your life.
Speaking of which, do you guys ever get back together, or do you plan to?
We got together for Coach Banks' retirement party, actually, which was probably 5 years ago, maybe. And it was neat because they had a table for the 72 team. The place was packed, but they had a table just for the 72 team. And quite a few of the guys got back. I still see some guys. Jeff Elgin, who lives here in town, who's in politics now, is Cedar Rapidian. I see him a lot. Mark Chop I see occasionally.
Was Jim Sundberg on that team?
Yes, Jim Sundberg caught for us and then signed after that year with the Texas Rangers. And I haven't talked to Jim for quite a while, but I lived in Arlington for a couple of years and saw him a lot and went to a lot of his ball games, and he took me down to the clubhouse and things like that. So it's neat to see him. There's a gentleman named Dave Blazin, who was our left fielder from Pittsburgh. He's a pilot now, and he flew back for that occasion. Larry Schutzius is in Denver, Colorado, and he was the leading hitter in the Big Ten that year. I still try to see him whenever I'm flying through the Denver airport. So yeah, those are the guys that we went to war with every day that year, and boy, we shared some great memories.
Tom Hearn, thank you for sharing them with us here on the Dugout Interview on this beautiful Saturday. A $5 gift certificate for you to redeem at any of our area Zio Giano's Italian Spaghetti Houses. Perfect pasta, homemade bread, big league Italian food at Zio Giano's. Tom Hearn of Channel 9 in the Zone, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. And one more thing, you do a fabulous job covering this Kernels team, which has been an exciting team to watch this year. Looking forward to the second half and the playoffs.
So are we, Tom. Thank you for the kind words. Starting lineup, Kernels in the swing. Game 3 of an 8-game series coming next. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth. And sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Keel Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. The Pilot topped the SUV categories in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical, they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Keel Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Keel Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randykeel.com.
For baseball, Game 3 of an 8-game series, the Cedar Rapids Kernels and the swing of the Quad Cities. The series even at a game apiece. The Kernels destined for the September playoffs by virtue of a marvelous first half finish 15 games over 500, 1-1 out of the gate here in the second half. We're joined again by Colonel Broadcast Assistant Matt Moss. I'm John Rogers. Great to hear from Tom Hearn, the sales manager at the Zone and Channel 9, KCRG Channel 9, reminiscing about that terrific accomplishment, the Iowa Hawkeye baseball team back in 1972, making it to the Omaha Rosenblatt Stadium NCAA Division I World Series. 66 degrees. The umpires are taking in the lineup cards from 29-year-old Kevin Bowles, the skipper of the visiting Swing, and our own Bobby Magianis. Let's set the starting lineups. First for the Swing of the Quad Cities, 11-0 winners last night, 17 hits. A pair of two-run doubles by leadoff batter J.R. Taylor. He's at second base. Nick Punto, a big leaguer on a rehab assignment, a Minnesota Twin utility man, will bat second. He's a switch hitter. He's the shortstop. Nick Punto, a big leaguer. The designated hitter is Kyle Phillips. He'll bat third. The Quad Cities cleanup man is Brock Peterson. He has 5 RBIs in the first 2 games of this series. Peterson at first base. The third baseman is batting fifth, Omar Burgos. In left field, Mark Zamwich. Zamwich will bat sixth. Hitting seventh is All-Star Scott Whitrock. Whitrock will play right field. The catcher for the Swing is Kyle Geiger. He'll hit eighth. And batting ninth in center field is Ryan Spatero. On the hill for the Swing is a 20-year-old right-hander, Adam Harbin, H-A-R-B-E-N. Harbin is lives in Arizona, grew up in Arkansas, went to West Arkansas, or also known as the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. Then he was a 15th round pick by Minnesota in 2002. Harbin is 3-4. Don't let that losing record fool you. He has an ERA of 3.36, and he spanned 80 batters in 67 innings. He's a power pitcher. Adam Harbin on the hill for the Swing. Allen Motor Company, proud to bring us the Colonel starting lineup. Allen Motor Company celebrating their 101st year birthday bash with a fabulous offer. Your first year's maintenance free on Allen's when you buy now during their birthday bash celebrating their 101st year in our community. Extended hours, campus-wide, I-380 Boyson Road, exit 25. Allen's is open till 9, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. And again, your first year's maintenance when you buy now. Save $8,000 on every Buick Rendezvous at Allen Motor Company. They start at just $22,995. That's an $8,000 saving on every Buick Rendezvous now at Allen Motor Company. Savings abound. $5,000 owner loyalty on most GMC products during Allen Motor Company's grand sale celebrating their 101st year in business. With the Allen Motor Company, Colonel, a fella who is, I believe, from Procter & Gamble's taking some swings. And Matt Moss, I don't mean to preempt our Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup, but this fella in civilian clothes we should have a contract ready for him.
Boy, he should have been at that home run contest on Tuesday.
This fella, I believe, is Eddie Caldwell, the plant manager at Procter & Gamble. He must have paid a fee to be taking some swings in front of over 4,000 here tonight. Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. With it, broadcast assistant Matt Moss.
Leading off for the Colonels tonight is the center fielder Quan Cosby. Batting second in left field, Matt Pauley. Batting third, the first baseman Baltazar Lopez. Lopez was a recent acquisition by the Colonels from the Mesa Angels of the Rookie League, the Arizona Rookie League. Batting cleanup tonight for the Colonels, the third baseman Bobby Wilson. Brandon Wood bats fifth. He's the shortstop. Aaron Peels in right field. He bats sixth. Batting seventh for the Colonels, the second baseman Matt Brown. Batting seventh, the Australian Michael Collins. Collins we designated hitting tonight. And batting ninth is the catcher Tommy Duenas. Towing the rubber for the Colonels tonight is Abel Moreno. Moreno has a record of 6 wins and 4 losses in this, his 14th start. He has an ERA of 4.42. His last outing came last Friday where he was the 3-1 winner at Peoria. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 run, 5 hits, and fanned 8 in the winning effort. And that is your Allen's Motor Company starting lineup.
Matt, thanks so much. It was his best outing of the year, the biggest game of the year last Friday, opening up a 3-game pivotal series at O'Brien Field. And Marino, as you said, no walks, 8 strikeouts, allowed only 1 run in 8 innings. Our Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew is Jesse Redwine and Nick Monaco. Nick Monaco will be working the diamond, Jesse Redwine behind the plate. this duo of umpires has to focus on a goal of getting the calls right. That's what Anderson and Brown Eye Care is all about, helping you get all your calls proper and letting you focus on your everyday calls that you have to make. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew. Jesse Redline calling the balls and strikes, and his partner on the diamond is Nick Monaco. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members have taken the field. They all have gold shirts on. They're from Lisbon and Mount Vernon. It's their night here at the ballpark as well. Andrea Murphy, our Director of Ticketing Operations, giving us good news about a half hour ago. This should be a standing room only crowd, and that means well over 4,000. The Kernels have taken the field to join their Cost Cutters Dream Team companions. Down below is Amanda Foreman. Amanda Foreman standing between the dirt batting circle and backstop facing the home plate area. She'll be introduced, and we're going to pause to honor America as Amanda Foreman sings the Star Spangled Banner.
With a proud support of our shoe station here in the garage, let me just please present our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join in the singing of the national anthem. It's being performed this evening by Amanda Foreman.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we won were together.
Amanda Foreman with the national anthem, Procter & Gamble Fireworks. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members from Lisbon, Mount Vernon are now hustling off the diamond, having had their Cost Cutter Kernel logo soft toss balls autographed by their Kernel players. They're in gold jerseys. We have a perfect night for baseball. The Kernels will try to get out of a little bit of a sputtering offensive start to the second half. We've had just 5 hits in each of the first 2 games of this series, and have a terrific chance to go ahead in the series with Abel Marino on the hill this evening. Perfect night for baseball. Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer. I tend to get Deb Williams and Bev Taylor's names mixed up. I've done it again. It is Deb Williams as our in-studio engineer. Matt Moss and I look forward to bringing you fun and excitement from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium in a minute. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
What a top, big top.
Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Hey, call the A-Team.
Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but, we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow. She's going to kill you. What am I going to do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
66 degrees, our game time temperature. The swing of the Quad Cities finished .500 the first half, 33-33. And their leadoff batter did big damage last night, J.R. Taylor. Two-run doubles off of Kernel pitching. He was 3 for 6 with those pair of two-run doubles. Taylor, a switch hitter, just 5'7", is the leadoff batter. 285 is his average, a homer, 22 RBIs. J.R. Taylor from California. The game's first pitch is high and away. Ball 1 with Tommy Duenas behind the plate. Abel Marino, 8 innings of near perfection last Friday in Peoria. Gave up a run on 5 hits. There's a strike to JR. He was taking all the way. A different alignment for the Kernels, as Matt Brown and I thought last night. Sean Rodriguez was shaken up as he did the splits in the first half inning, fielding a ground ball that was ruled an error. So Sean's not in the lineup. Howie Kendrick's on the DL, so the Kernels forced to move Matt Brown over to second and Bobby Wilson at third. Bobby's playing even with the base, 10 feet off the line. Ball 2 is upstairs. Abel goes to the back of the slope. We're just underway. J.R. Taylor, the batter. The swing has taken the lead in each of the first 2 games of this series. A run Thursday night and 2 runs last night in the first inning. There's ball 3. Low and in, according to Jesse Redwine, the plate umpire. So J.R. Taylor working his old tricks. You heard from Bobby Magallanes last night answering a question about how difficult it is to find good leadoff hitters. Strike 2 called, and the count's full now to Taylor. One of the things a leadoff batter does is work the count, and that's what Taylor has done. The switch hitter, 3-2 now. Gorgeous night, 66 degrees, brilliant sunshine, and another foul towards the swing third base dugout. Quad Cities is in burnt orange, Texas color jerseys with powder or baby blue, North Carolina blue numbers. JR batting left-handed. Cuts on the 3-2 pitch and lifts it foul straight back our way. In left, Matt Pauley, Quan Cosby in center, Aaron Peel, a last-minute replacement for Blake Balcom in the Allen Motor Company starting lineup. Wilson, Wood, Brown, and Lopez on the infield left to right. The catcher, Tommy Duenas. Can Abel Marino throw another 3-2 strike? Yes, and it's ripped fair past first. It'll be a base hit for J.R. Taylor. Well, Baltazar Lopez, Matt, had one chance and one chance only, but that ball was just crushed.
Just hit a little bit too sharply, got right by it.
Now the big leaguer, Nick Punto, at the plate. Nick came over to the Minnesota Twins in a deal that saw the Phillies acquire lefty Eric Milton. Nick Punto, 26 years old, rehabbing from some strained oblique muscles. He's from California. He was a Philly 21st round pick back in '98. He's 26 years old. I happened to be walking in the lobby when he came in this afternoon about 3:15, and he was absolutely amazed at the beauty of this ballpark. And this is coming from a big leaguer. Ball 1, high and away to Nick Punto, a switch hitter, batting left, Punto. He'll play the next 3 or 4 games in this series, and then the Twins will reevaluate him and see if he's ready to join them at the big league level. They compare him to a Denny Hocking. Denny was a terrific super sub utility man for Minnesota the last, at least 8 or 10 years, and they think Nick Punto can step into that role. There goes Taylor. Now he stops. Ball 2 is high and away, and Abel Marino looked like that one slipped out of his hand. The Kernels have had all sorts of trouble in the first inning in this series. The swing has scored first in both games, and you can't let the visitors come in and do that to you night after night. Let's hope we can prevent it this evening. A throw to first, and JR with 13 steals in 17 tries dives back in safely, hand first. Three different television outlets with big cameras on their shoulders. All 3 big stations, channels 7, 9, and 2 are here filming on this beautiful evening for baseball. And they're all 3 standing right behind home plate with their handheld cameras. Ball, a strike on the outside corner to Nick Punto, 2-1.
Well, if you're going to spend some time outdoors, you couldn't ask for a better day, better evening to do it.
Is that ever true, Matt? 66 degrees. The field drenched in sunshine, low humidity. Ball 3 drifts outside. The Colonel pitching staff ranked 5th in the league with an ERA of 3.91, 5th of 14 teams. Gave up 17 hits last night and an 11-0 romp for the Swing. A throw to first, and Baltazar Lopez holds that glove up after tagging J.R. Taylor, pleading with the base umpire, Nick Monaco, to call the runner out. Now Taylor calls time and is shifting some of the dirt around about 10 feet into his leadoff area, but he did have a big lead, did J.R. Taylor. Nick Punto is only 5'9", and he's ahead 3-1, batting left-handed. There goes the runner, and a pitch, a swing, and a foul straight back. Quad Cities ran a lot in last night's victory. They used a hit and run in the early innings. They led 8-0 after 2.5 innings last night. Just kind of buried us early, and we could never get out of the hole.
Including a double steal, John, in the second inning. J.R. Taylor and Justin Arneson stole second, third.
I remember that. Here's a pitch sliced foul into the left field or third base stand. The crowd still filing in. Procter & Gamble fireworks night. A number of other groups are on hand. We'll be spotlighting them as we go along here. We'll have a look at all the afternoon action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard as we describe the action here in the first couple of innings.
A lot of people on the concourse. The plaza section is looking pretty packed, and the grass seating
is really packed, Matt.
I know.
Boy, I'm glad you... Boy, it's unusual to see the grass section that full this early in a game. That means we have a throw to first and the runner back again hand first. Abel Marino has run the count full to the first two batters here in the top of the first inning, and on a 3-2 pitch, J.R. Taylor ripped a single past the first baseman, Baltazar Lopez. You can bet he'll go on this 3-2 pitch. Maybe Abel can throw him out, pick him off. There he goes. Now he stops, and a little looper to the left side. Brandon Wood shading his eyes. Infield fly rule in effect. Brandon saunters back onto the grass in shallow left to tuck it away. Nick Punto was fooled on a 3-2 pitch. Kind of just flung his wrist at the pitch and pops up to short. That's a big out to get the big leaguer on the rehab assignment to pop to short on a 3-2 count. Here's Kyle Phillips, a left-handed batter who's serving as the DH. And he was 2 for 6 last night. He scored in the first inning, and then he drove in a run in the third inning. Phillips is from El Cajon, California, 20 years old, and a 10th round pick by the Twins 2 seasons ago. There's ball 1 low from Abel Marino. Quan Cosby shading this left-handed batter, a bit to hit into right center. Number 3 hitter Kyle Phillips, a .230 hitter with 5 homers, 15 RBIs. Let's see if J.R. Taylor is running on this 1-0 delivery. Nope. A ground ball base hit into left. A diving try by Matt Brown, but stopping at second is J.R. Taylor. That ball was hit just to the left of the diving second baseman for the second hit of the inning. And now here comes trouble. Brock Peterson.
Boy, did he have a hot bat last night, going 5 of 6 with 2 doubles.
And 3 RBIs. Yeah, he probably called home to all his friends and relatives, Matt. You don't go 5 for 6 very often.
No, in fact, Brock Peterson's game last night served as a microcosm of just how the game went as a whole for the Swing. Well,
yes. Tommy Dueñas steps out in front of home plate, flashes a series of signs to guard against that possibility that Matt noted last night, a double steal with runners at first and second. The Swing did it last night. They may be trying to try it here in the first half inning. Brock Peterson with 2 on and 1 out could put Quad Cities ahead. A curve in the dirt and a terrific stop by Tommy Dueñas. Ball 1. Abel Marino having the same trouble early on that Michel Samar incurred last evening. Michel just couldn't get ahead of he couldn't get ahead of hardly any of the Swing batters. Taylor at second, Phillips at first. Brock Peterson, a right-handed batter, leads the team in RBIs with 36. Good-looking curve, but the plate umpire, Jesse Redwine, said it drifted outside. Ball 2, and Peterson steps out, takes a look at his third base coach and skipper, 20 9-year-old Kevin Bowles, B-O-L-E-S, the son of former Florida Marlin manager John Bowles. Peterson is from the state of Washington. The Twins took him in the 49th round in 2002. He hit .290 with Elizabethton in the Appalachian League a year ago in 61 games. Slugged 9 homers in 61 games, drove in 31 runs. We need a strikeout, pop-up, or double play. Abel turns and looks the lead runner Taylor back to the bag at second. Top of the first inning, a long first inning, as the swing of the Quad Cities trying to pick up right where they left off last night in their 11-0 romp. Swing and a miss on a changeup. That was some let-up by Abel. Boy, did he have Peterson way out in front. Brock wears a big black hard plastic guard on his front ankle in case he pounds a pitch off that area. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on a changeup. Abel Marino has now come back to even the count to Brock Peterson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brock is batting .275 after his 5 for 6 night last night. He is 7 for 9 in the series. He came into this series batting .256. He's now batting .275. 2 on, 1 out. Peterson takes high, ball 3. Now the runners may go with 1 out. Abel Marino rubs up the baseball. A dirt path carved between the base of the pitching mound and the dirt batting circle. Field in great shape. Kernels not in as good a shape, trying to get out of trouble here in the very first inning. Here's the payoff offering. Runners are going. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Wild throw. Error by the Kernel catcher, and it's 1-0 swing. Quad Cities takes the lead for the 3rd straight night. Oh, brother. Brock Peterson struck out, and then Tommy Duenas, it looked like, Matt, was unsure where to throw the ball.
Well, that's because Kyle Phillips, the designated hitter, stopped about 5 feet out in front of second base and looked like he was getting ready to turn back towards first. Little stutter step there. Looks like it might have thrown Duenas off a little bit, and the throw went errant.
It went sailing into right center field, and the lead runner, J.R. Taylor, credited with the stolen base. He stole third, and he scores on a throwing error, E2. That's Tommy's 7th error of the year. And that's exactly what happened. Phillips stopped, and Tommy Duenas had his arm in full velocity mode and then had to stop or slow his arm down, and his throw was way off the mark into right center field. Ball 1 to Omar Burgos. A bouncer backhanded by Wood. Long throw. Spectacular big league play. I am absolutely in awe of the play Brandon Wood just made to take a run away from the swing. He went deep in the hole on a 2-hop chopper, then leapt high up in the air and had enough oomph and strength on his peg to get Omar Burgos. And if there was a big league camera here, I'm glad there are 3 local cameras, that would be on every highlight reel on the news tonight, Matt. That was a big league play.
Yeah, but don't forget the grace with which he looked pretty graceful throwing that ball.
Oh, looked like
he put some power on. He put some mustard on it, but man, it just sailed right in there smooth.
It looked like a ballerina. For Quad Cities, 1 run in the first on 2 base hits. 1 Kernel error cost the Kernels a run, and the swing leave a runner on. After 1/2 inning, Quad Cities 1, the Kernels coming to bat. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Many of the products we use in our homes still come in glass containers. So what should you do with them when they're empty? Recycle them, of course. Your friends at Solid Waste and Recycling offer these helpful reminders. First, clean and rinse the empty bottles and jars and put the lids in your blue recycling box. Then place the bottles and jars in a rigid container like a small plastic waste basket or bucket and set it next to the recycling box for curbside collection. Save landfill space. Recycle your empty glass containers.
Summertime means Kernels baseball. Sunlight until 9 o'clock. Watermelon and lemonade. Taking the kids to the swimming pool and a host of other leisurely pursuits. Comfort Solutions by Banks stands ready to ensure that your family stays cool when you're busy with all of your summer fun. Comfort Solutions by Banks are your indoor comfort specialists. With all of the fun activities that fill up your summer, it's comforting to know that the Comfort Solutions by Banks family can take care of your family. Comfort Solutions by Banks is proud to offer your family personal and caring service. If something goes unexpectedly wrong with your home's cooling system, you can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks to provide you with courteous and professional service under any circumstance. Enjoy your summer and let the family at Comfort Solutions by Banks take care of yours.
We're going to have broadcast assistant Matt Moss recap verbally and paint a picture of the play that Omar Burgos was thrown out on to take a run away from the swing in their one-run first inning. A phenomenal play by Brandon Wood at shortstop. We'll do that as Quan Cosby steps in against Adam Harbin.
Well, I'll do my best, John. That play is difficult for words to describe. Burgos sent a good little one-hopper there in between second and third, like you said, real deep in the hole there. And Wood was charging back towards left field, backhanded the throw, jumped up, whirled around in midair, and just lofted a beautiful, graceful throw. It was graceful, but, I mean, it was a rifle shot.
Yeah, it was all the way on the fly.
Yes.
From shallow left field,
right,
deep in the hole.
Right on the money.
Oh.
Baltazar Lopez nabbed it, and it wasn't.
Quan
No
Cosby has taken strike one. He took the first two. I think the plate umpire agrees with the scoreboard. 2 balls, 1 strike. Quan hitting .246, a couple of homers, 20 RBIs. He's tied with Quad Cities right fielder Scott Whitrock for the league lead in triples with 7. The 2-1. Swing and a miss by Cosby, strike 2. Quan last night 1 for 4, a 2-out single in the 8th inning. Quan is 2 for 6 in the series, batting left-handed against Adam Harbin. Harbin is a strikeout pitcher. In 67 innings, he's fanned 80 batters, walked only 25 in 67 frames, given up 71 hits. The 2-2 to the Colonel leadoff batter, grounded sharply to short. And Nick Punto, the big leaguer, on to first to get Quan Cosby. Quan Cosby is grounded sharply to short to start the action tonight for the Kernels. Matt Pauley will try to get it going tonight. Matt has suffered through a slow start in the first 2 games of the series, nothing for 8. Matt batting .281. Left-handed batter, 6 homers, 33 runs driven in. 1-0 in favor of the Swing here in the bottom of the first inning. The outfield plays Pauley to hit the other way. A fastball from Harbin is a strike called. Adam Harbin's coming off a 3-2 win last Saturday, a week ago, at home in Davenport against Beloit. He pitched spectacularly. He went 7 innings, gave the Snappers just 2 runs on 5 hits in 7 innings, fanned 7, walked 3. He won his 3rd game of the year, 3-2. On the season, he's 3-4, but a very good ERA, 3.36. Here's a drive into right, but right at Whitrock for the 2nd out. Matt Pauley hitting in tough luck, hit it right on the button, but lines to right to Scott Whitrock, 2 away in the Colonel first inning. You can tell the only thing that's kept the Swing from being a very, very good ball club is their lack of offense. But they sure displayed it last night. 17 hits. This team has terrific pitching. They're 3rd in the league in that department with a 3.46 ERA. And they're 4th in the league in steals. What has hurt them is a very poor team batting average, .240, and only 29 home runs. That's a very low number of home runs. But their pitching and speed has kept them right around 500 all year. In fact, they're 34-34 on the year. Baltazar Lopez whistles 1 foul straight back, now takes a curve for a strike. Baltazar looks to the heavens saying, oh, I should have swung at that curveball. Baltazar with 2 home runs in the series opener, 4 in his first 7 games as a Colonel, .292 hitter. He corks one and a leaping stab at first by Brock Peterson. Bad luck for the Colonels. Baltazar Lopez hit it hard and lined out to the first baseman, Brock Peterson, who extended himself fully to take a hit away from Lopez. 2 hard hit balls by Colonels, but no runs in the first inning, no hits, no swing errors. The Colonels leave the bases empty and go down in order. We head to the 2nd. We'll have a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard for you in the 2nd inning. It's 1-0 Swing This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, it's forget, we would never forget Zio Janos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch, the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. Zio Janos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember Zio Janos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
1-0 in favor of the Swing. J.R. Taylor was able to reach as he stole third base and then reached home plate on a wild throw by Tommy Duenas. Up to bat right now, Mark Zamwich, the left fielder.
Left-handed hitter, and he squibs one to the left of the mound. Abel Marino has it, zips the throw to first, one away. Mark Zamwich grounds out to the pitcher, and afternoon action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, interleague play.
Rivalry weekend continues. A lot of finals logged in already. In the Subway Series, the Mets got the best of the Yankees 9-3, that game being played in the Bronx. At Fenway Park, the Phillies upended the Red Sox 9-2. At the Sky Dome, the Blue Jays flew past the Expos 10-5. On the south side of Chicago, the White Sox got some vengeance for last night's loss, beating the Cubs 6-3.
A ball just low to Scott Whitrock, a number 7 hitter with a team-high 8 homers, 32 RBIs. Whitrock batting .252. He doubled and scored in the 6th last night for the Swing. He was 1 for 4. Right-handed hitter batting with 1 out in the 2nd. 1-0 Quad Cities. A strike at the knees to Whitrock, evens at 1-1.
In Arlington, the Rangers squeaked by the Astros 8-7. At Dodger Stadium, our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, upended the Dodgers 7-5. At Camden Yards, the Braves shut out the Orioles 5-0.
A bunt foul up the third base line, backhanded by Bobby Wilson. I'll tell you what, Matt, as Whitrock returns to the plate in the hole 1 and 2, trying to bunt his way on, the Dodgers have really hit the skids recently, and for the Angels to go into Chavez Ravine and wax them last night 13-0 and win again today, that's a big, that's something for the Angels to do that to the Dodgers.
A big boost.
Whitrock in the hole 1 and 2. Pops one foul right off his fist over the backstop. Big crowd here tonight. We're going over scores from this afternoon and setting the slate for you this evening on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, and Al Shetler.
In the Sunshine State, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the Florida Marlins are tied at 4 in the top of the 5th. That game being played at Tropicana Field. In the bottom of the 3rd inning at Jacobs Field, the Colorado Rockies and Cleveland Indians are tied at 0. The Indians hold a 1-0 lead. At Comerica Park, the Tigers and the Diamondbacks are tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 3rd. At the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, the Reds and the Pirates are scoreless in the top of the 3rd.
Whitrock fouled a 1-2 pitch off. Here's another one. Strike 3. The batter went around on a good fastball on the outside corner. The 2 gone and the Swing second. They lead at 1-0. Second strikeout for Abel Marino.
At the Metrodome, the parent club of the Swing find themselves in a hole. The Twins losing 1-0 to the Brewers in the top of the 3rd inning. At Kauffman Stadium, the Cardinals and the Royals are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. And on tonight's action at the Oakland Coliseum, the Giants will meet the A's. And at Safeco Field, the Padres meet the Mariners at 9:05.
Slider is a strike to Kyle Geiger. Geiger in 3 games batting .250, 2 away, nobody on for Quad Cities in their half of the second. Geiger started Quad Cities' 4-run second inning off of Michelle Samar last evening with an infield single. He shoots one foul off to the right. Down below it goes, and it's 0-2 to the right-handed hitting catcher out of Indiana.
Well, John, I know you mentioned the Longhorn orange and Tar Heel blue.
Swing and a miss, and we'll pick it up on that thought, Matt, because a lot of people, the first thing they notice about the swing are those uniform colors. Kyle Geiger fans on 3 pitches. That does it for the swing in their half of the second. Beautiful night, Procter & Gamble fireworks, and a huge crowd after an inning and a half. The Kernels trail the swing 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
The race continues for the 2003-2004 The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 KCRG Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Trophy. All 7 of the Metro high schools are competing for the trophy, given to the school with the best overall sports programs. Farm Bureau Financial Services will hand out a $500 prize along with each trophy to the 2 winning schools. After the winter sports season, here are the standings. For the boys, Marion continues to lead a very close race. The Indians are in first, just ahead of Linmar and Kennedy, who are tied for second. Then it's Washington in fourth, followed by Prairie in fifth, with Xavier and Jefferson rounding out the field. On the girls' side, Kennedy still leads, with Prairie moving up to second. Xavier is now third, followed by Marion and Linmar. Jefferson is sixth, with Washington seventh. To see the breakdown, log on to thezone1600.com. The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Trophy. From your prep sports leader, The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG. The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron Motor Oils and Lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Sonia Massey, who's done a wonderful job coordinating our Cost Cutters Dream Team all spring and summer, just popping in to say hello and let us know that her family's going to be visiting in a few minutes, and it'll be great to see Sonia's family among a huge throng of fans here this evening as Bobby Wilson leads it off, trying to become the first Kernel base runner against Adam Harbin. Matt, many characteristics about the Quad City uniforms, and I know you were going to comment on one before that 3-pitch strikeout by Abel Marino to end the Quad City's second inning.
Well, the color scheme is very unusual. I mean, you start with your gray trousers, Longhorn burnt orange tops with Tar Heel baby blue, powder blue as you described it, numbers. But the one thing that puzzles me the most is the 2-digit numbers. The first digit is always smaller than the second. It makes it a bit difficult to read.
Adam Harbin fell behind Bobby Wilson. Now paints the outside corner at the knees with the fastball. Bobby hitting .294, 5 homers, 37 RBIs. And if you're keeping score or trying to see who's doing, here's a high drive into right. Whitrock may not get it. He's on the track and has it. Bobby Wilson chased Scott Whitrock to the warning track and right, and that's 3 balls in a row that the Kernels have hit hard off Adam Harbin to see nothing result from it. Wilson tagged it high and deep to right. Scott Whitrock went back and caught it for the first out of the second inning. The batter, Brandon Wood. Brandon had 2 of the Kernel 5 hits last night, upping his average to .286. 8 homers, 40 runs driven in for the Kernel All-Star shortstop, batting 5th in the Allen Motor Company order. 1-0 swing. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, Matt, I don't know if they're... Remember those futuristic uniforms a few years back worn by the big leaguers? They kind of remind me of that with the way you described the left digit or number is smaller or kind of offset from the right.
Gaudy. That's how I describe it, John.
2-0 to Brandon Wood. We've got to make Harbin pay for falling behind us. Ball 3 to the Kernel shortstop. Brandon ended the first inning with a run-saving, phenomenal play at deep short, throwing out Omar Burgos with a runner at third. And a strike from the right-hander Harbin. Adam Harbin played high school baseball with twin skipper Ron Gardenhire's son, Toby Gardenhire. Swing and a foul. Let me correct that. He played college baseball with Toby Gardenhire. A foul into the net, and it's a full count on Brandon Wood. He wears his white home trousers all the way down to the tops of his black shoes. The Quad City outfield plays him to pull slightly. Here's the payoff delivery. Lifted foul off to the right. Boy, it's wonderful when this ballpark is full and just buzzing with fun activity.
Procter & Gamble night tonight. We'll have fireworks following the game.
Big gap in right center for the Colonel shortstop. Ball, strike three called. It looked high and outside, and Brandon Wood is punched out by the plate umpire, Jesse Redwine. 2 away now, and 5 in a row retired by Adam Harbin. Boy, this Quad City Ball Club, you can really see some of their strengths, and we'll see them throughout the 8-game series. They pitch very, very well. Matt Brown had a tough night last night. The Colonel All-Star batting 7th in the, yes, this is Matt Brown. He's been moved to 6th in the order. I had him, he and Aaron Peel flip-flopped. Matt Brown hitting .238, 16 home runs, 51 RBIs, and batting with 2 out and nobody on here in the second inning. I had Brown hitting 7th and Peel hitting 6th, but Brown is hitting 6th and Peel is hitting 7th. So, no, on deck is Michael Collins. So Aaron Peel is hitting much lower in the order than I have him. We'll get this batting order straightened out. Bobby Magallanes
pulled a switcheroo.
Yeah, he just shuffled the deck on us a little bit, and Bobby has that prerogative when he has a guy that it was in the starting lineup.
Sean Rodriguez.
And Blake Balcom. Also, Blake was in the original starting lineup. Rodriguez was set to sit this one out. Brown's ahead 2-1 and swings and misses, strike 2. Matt Brown last night, nothing for 4, fanned his last 3 times up. Michael Collins is on deck. That must mean Aaron Peel is batting 8th. So we'll get this straightened out as we go along here. Strike 3 called. Matt Brown is called out on strikes, and Adam Harbin has looked very good in the first 2 innings. He's retired 6 in a row. Down in order go the Kernels in the bottom of the second inning, and after 2 on Procter & Gamble Fireworks night, it's Quad Cities 1, the Kernels nothing. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Major League Baseball analyst Steve Lyons, how much do the great hitters rely on confidence? How much of it is just talent?
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand and they sort of feed off each other. I can use myself as an example. I would cast my bat out around the plate, so my swing wasn't quick enough to the ball. And every time I hit the ball squarely, because my bat was coming around it, I'd put side spin on the ball, top spin. I would hit that ball hard enough to hit the ball out of the park, but because of the way I swung the bat, I couldn't create any power, and I couldn't stop doing that. A guy like Bonds, who gets his hands through the pitch better and drags the bat handle a little bit more than I did, knows how to do it. I couldn't do it for 13 years.
You almost sounded like Phil Mickelson there for a second, you know? That whole swing thing. Backspin, around the green. I was waiting for putting tips.
Don't be left out of the herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
Adam Harbin is pitching very well for the Quad Cities today. He's retired 6 straight batters, including catching both Matt Brown and Brandon Wood. Struck both of them out looking to end the second inning.
And it'll be the number 9 hitter, Ryan Spatero, to lead it off for the Swing. They lead it 1-0 as we go to the top of the third inning. Spatero hitting .230. Backs away from a pitch low and in, ball 1. Top of the third inning. And in on the grass at third for the Kernels is Bobby Wilson. Ryan Spatero, no homers, 9 RBIs, leading off the third inning from his number 9 slot in the Quad Cities order, and he takes high, ball 2. Spatero, 21 years old, from Canada. And he, as I say, did not play last night. He cracks one foul off his foot. It rolls toward the third base Quad Cities dugout. In fact, Spatero hasn't played in the first 2 games of this series. How would you like your T-ball Little League softball or sandlot team to take the field with the Kernels for the national anthem? A little roller up the third base side. It better go foul. Uh-oh, we picked it up in fair ground. Bobby Wilson had a much better read on it than we did up here. I was thinking Bobby would let that roll, but he went ahead and just backhanded it and put it in his pocket. The cheapest of cheapest hits for Ryan Spatero as he rolled one up the third base side. It died halfway up the third base line, and Matt, Bobby Wilson had to have seen there was no spin on that ball. Otherwise, he would have let it roll.
And we saw this last night. Those cheap infield hits, as you call them, translate into runs for the Swing.
Yes, they do.
As you said, they rank last in home runs, but they haven't needed to score runs against us so far in this series.
J.R. Taylor singled and scored in the first inning. Takes high, ball 1. Your team can take the field, be introduced individually, and receive the autograph of the Kernel player they stand next to for the national anthem by signing them up as the Cost Cutters Dream Team. A curveball way high. Tommy Duenas out to the mound, puts his right hand on the shoulder of Abel Marino, and now counsels Abel back on top of the hill. The Cost Cutters Dream Team is invited into the Kernel dugout before the game. Then they're introduced individually and take the field and stand at positions. Then the Kernels are introduced, and the Kernels and the Cost Cutters Dream Team members could be your team. Enjoy the national anthem. There goes the runner. A pitch, a strike. The throw to second, way offline into center field, and holding at second is Ryan Spatero. Tommy Duenas' throwing troubles continue as that one didn't have much on it, and it tailed into right center field, but Quan Cosby backing up the play. Spatero, with his 9th steal of the year, holds at second. To inquire about booking a date for your team to be the Cost Cutters Dream Team and take the field standing with the Kernels for the national anthem and receiving an autographed baseball from that Kernel player, give us a call. I'll give you the number to call and sign your team up as the Cost Cutters Dream Team. A bunt by Taylor, and it's foul outside third, strike 2. Well, the Swing have a chance to add to their lead here in the third inning. The number to call is 896-7615. 896-7612. 896-7612 is the number to call to sign up your team as the Cost Cutters Dream Team. 896-7612. Jessica Ferguson. Ball 3, high and away, a changeup. And it's 3-2 to J.R. Taylor. I don't like the way this inning has started. An infield single and a stolen base. And Taylor, who ripped a single into right, again full. And Tommy Duenas calls time. He looks a little bit perturbed.
Yeah, had Duenas' throw been on target, I think he could have nailed Spatero there on that stolen base attempt.
I think so, too. Tommy didn't have much on his peg, and he's trying to nurse Abel Marino through this tough spot. J.R. Taylor, a 5'7" switch hitter, batting left with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first inning. Marino set at the belt. And a pop foul right over our heads. Down below it goes. Or did it stay up here? No, there it goes.
Boy, that one about caught me right in the melon, John.
Boy, it was right above your head, Matt. In 2.5 years in this new stadium, we've yet to have one come in, but we're due.
Well, we'll knock on wood then.
There's a shot into left. Coming on is Matt Pauley, and he made a spectacular catch. Sliding side saddle in shallow left, and What a play by Pauly to take a hit and possibly a run away from the swing. J.R. Taylor lashed it into left, and Matt Pauly had to close quickly, and he made a diving catch. They showed it again on the Rockwell Collins game link in right center field, and he did make the shoestring catch to take a run away from Quad Cities. Nick Punto lines one into center. Quan right in his tracks has it. Nick Punto lines to center, and tagging and going to third is the runner, Ryan Spatero. Spatero at third as Nick Punto lines right at Quan Cosby, straightaway center. 2 gone for Kyle Phillips. He singled into right and stole second as part of a double steal in the first inning. Man, did Nick Punto ever get good wood on it, but socked it right at Quan Cosby for the second out here in the third inning. 1-0 swing. This big crowd continues to grow. A bouncer foul past first, strike one, to the left-handed batter, Kyle Phillips.
Oh, there goes the road runner. Nope, and he's going to be beat to the... He was beat to the foul ball by Aaron Field.
In your program on pages 36 to 52.
Runner at third, 2 away for the swing. They lead it 1-0. Marino from the stretch delivers a looper into left. Pauly may not get there. He dives! He did it again! He made another spectacular catch. Matt Pauly with 2 run-saving grabs in shallow left. And Abel Marino may be buying him a steak dinner tonight. What catches by Matt Pauly, and the Colonel defense is the reason we're only down by a run in this ball game. Matt Pauly with 2 sensational catches here in the top of the third inning. An infield single, a stolen base from the number 9 hitter, but the swing come up empty. No runs, 1 hit, no Colonel errors, 2 great catches in left by Pauly, and the swing leave a runner, their second stranded of the evening. The Colonels, looking for their first base runner, come to bat in the bottom of the third, with Quad Cities leading 1-0. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
Butterflies in your stomach. You know the feeling, like when you're not sure you found the best loan. Well, set those butterflies free. Talk with a knowledgeable banker at Wells Fargo. Whether you're interested in a home equity loan, mortgage, or auto loan, they can help you find a product that's just right for you, including unique financing options you won't find anywhere else. And every Wells Fargo loan has competitive rates and affordable payment options. So be sure you found the best loan. Call or visit Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and Ed, equal housing lender.
Aaron Peel, Tommy Duenas. Here in the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 swing. Collins, a right-handed batter from Australia, batting .286. And he swings on the first pitch and fouls it to the base of the backstop, strike one. We're up against a very good pitcher tonight, Adam Harben, Harben. Didn't play high school baseball till his senior year. Went to the same high school as Florida Marlin no-hit artist A.J. Burnett, Central Arkansas Christian High School. Strike 2 to the right-handed batter, Michael Collins. 1-0 swing, bottom of the third inning. The flag in right center field absolutely motionless, indicating what a calm, serene night it really is. A fastball taken upstairs for ball one. It's 400 feet to dead center here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, above the green 8-foot-high green padded wall, a 25-foot-high dark green net. Here's a drive into right. Scott Whitrock has handled everything flawlessly in this series out there. He drifts over to his right and has it. Another pretty well-hit ball by a Colonel is caught. Aaron Peel batting for the first time, a .226 right-handed batter from the state of Texas. Aaron has socked 7 home runs, driven in 17 runs in his 46 games as a Colonel. A curve is a strike to Aaron.
Speaking of swing right fielder and all-star Whitrock, that was his third putout of this game, and we might be seeing shades of that game Thursday night where he had 7 putouts alone.
He's been busy, all right. A swing and a miss on a fastball. Aaron Peel is down in the count, 0-2. Adam Harbin, Harben. Broken bat bouncer on 2 hops, gloved, and then shifted from the glove to the throwing hand. A nifty piece of fielding by second baseman J.R. Taylor, and he throws out Aaron Peel. 2 gone. Boy, that broken bat little 2-hopper had all sorts of spin on it, and it popped out of the heel of the mitt of Taylor, but then right into his throwing hand, and he made it look almost like it was planned that way. 2 gone and 8 in a row for Adam Harbin. The swing lead at 1-0 here in the 3rd inning. Tommy Duenas, the number 9 hitter with a .217 average. Grounds 1 to short. That should end the inning. It's 3 perfect innings for Adam Harbin as Tommy is thrown out by Nick Punto, and the Kernels have been retired in order in the first 3 innings of this game. But we only trail by a run as we head to the 4th. It's the Swing 1, the Kernels nothing. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
None of us can do anything about a bad day, but we can make certain nothing happens to all of our tomorrows. Take everything out of the hands of chance with a well-planned insurance program tailored specifically to your needs. Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, is an expert in insurance matters. Phil Andrews will develop the right insurance plan for your home, car, business, and life. Depend on Phil Andrews, your hometown professional with Pekin Insurance.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Major League Baseball analyst Steve Lyons, how much do the great hitters rely on confidence? How much of it is just talent?
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand and they sort of feed off each other. To use myself as an example, I would cast my bat out around the plate, so my swing wasn't quick enough to the ball. And every time I hit the ball squarely, because my bat was coming around it, I'd put side spin on the ball, top spin. I would hit that ball hard enough to hit the ball out of the park, but because of the way I swung the bat, I couldn't create any power, and I couldn't stop doing that. A guy like Bonds, who gets his hands through the pitch better and drags the bat handle a little bit more than I did, knows how to do it. I couldn't do it for 13 years.
You almost sounded like Phil Mickelson there for a second, you know? That whole swing thing. Backspin, around the greens. I was waiting for putting tips.
Don't be left out of the herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
We go to the 4th inning. It's 1-0 swing. The Kernels and Quad Cities are in the midst of an 8-game series. Our half of it will end tomorrow here at home, a 2 o'clock start. 1:40 dugout interview time. Brooks at bat. And then a real treat Monday morning, 11:40 from the newly refurbished John O'Donnell Stadium. Anaheim Angel roving catching instructor Bobby Ramos will be our dugout interview guest. He'll be hooking up with broadcast assistant Matt Moss before Monday morning's game in Davenport. A strike is in to Brock Peterson, who struck out in the 1st inning. Lights have just been turned on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and Abel misses low and in, a fastball 1-1 to the right-handed batter Brock Peterson, 275 hitter. 0 for 1 tonight, 5 for 6 last night. Outfield plays him straight away. Swing and a miss on a curve, and he just about jumped out of his shoes, Matt. Boy, did his momentum took him all the way across home plate. Hey, we haven't welcomed some of our great picnic groups here tonight. We better do it. This game's going very quickly. We're in the 4th inning.
Out on the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 home run hot tub tonight, we'd like to welcome Christina Pook. On the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, the Sadler Machine Company. And on the Randy Keel Hoffman Picnic Pavilion, the Mark Nolan Group. Thanks for coming out, packing the house tonight on Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night.
A foul on a 1-2 offering. Abel with another pitch, and it's high for ball 2. 1-0 swing. Big crowd here. Over 4,000. I bet we have over 4,400 here tonight. And why not? Saturday evening, perfect 66-degree night. There's a swing and a miss on a curveball. Abel Marino gets the cleanup batter, Brock Peterson, for the 2nd straight time, and that's his 4th strikeout. Boy, Abel Marino has really pitched well in key spots and also gotten great help from his defense, specifically Brandon Wood and Matt Pauley with run-saving plays. The Kernel offense, though, has not produced a base runner yet. We're in the top of the 4th, down by a run, 1-0. The batter, Omar Burgos, he had a RBI single taken away from him on a phenomenal play in the hole by Brandon Wood that ended the Quad Cities first. He backs away from a pitch in towards his sternum, and that's ball 1 inside. Ball 2 low and in. Burgos, a right-handed batter from Venezuela with a .259 average. Takes outside, ball 3. So Abel will have to come back and make some good pitches to keep this fella from reaching on a base on balls. Marino's control has been his strong suit this year. He's only walked 15 batters in 75 and a third innings coming in to this his 14th start. Burgos taking all the way. Strike down the middle. Our Culver small fry. First, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Our Culver small fry from Lisbon Mount Vernon was Carrie this evening, and her parents took her to one of the 2 Culver's frozen custard and Butterburger restaurants and registered her for her chance to be selected as the Culver small fry. We'll describe what she got to do in a second. Ooh, ball 4 just missed. The Kernels wanted the call. Burgos took a grand total of 6 pitches. 4 were balls, 2 were strikes, and the first walk by either hurler is issued to Burgos. That was a very good 3-2 pitch from Abel. As the Culver small fry, your son or daughter will get to take the field between innings of a Kernel home game and get the autograph of their favorite Kernel player right on the diamond. It'll be an autograph from a Kernel player on their Culver's cap. Then Mr. Shucks will present your daughter or son as the Culver small fry with a certificate good for a free kids meal at either of the Culver's frozen custard and Butterburger restaurants. One in Hiawatha across from Allen Motor Company. The second in front of the Windsong 12 Theater Complex on the southwest side. A change-up low to the left-handed batter, and now another change, and Mark Zamwich swings and misses. Zamwich leading off the second, tap back to the hill. Matt Moss, when you were growing up, it would have been something if you'd have got to go on the field and get the autograph of your favorite. There goes the runner. A pitch high. Duenas' throw again sails into right center. This time the runner will hoof it to third, and the throw there not in time. Boy, you hate to hear some of the crowd booing. Tommy's doing the very best he can, but he's had a tough time throwing to second, and that's got to be mental more than physical. Omar Burgos steals second and then goes to third on a throwing error by the Kernel catcher, his second error of this game. Matt, that Culver small fry, just think when we were kids, if we would have had an opportunity like that.
Oh, what a thrill it would have been.
To take the field to play and actually get the autograph of your favorite player, that's what the Culver small fry gets to do. So register your child soon, won't you? Here's a drive into right center that'll get over the head of Quan and be extra bases. It's 2-0 in favor of the Swing, and going to third is Mark Zamwich. He'll make it with a one-out triple. Wow, Mark Zamwich drilled one over the head of Quan Cosby for a one-out triple, and the Swing continue their momentum from last night's 11-0 rout. They lead it 2-0 here in the fourth inning. You can't let Adam Harbin with his numbers get too far ahead. Omar Burgos scores on a triple by Mark Zamwich. Zamwich, a 252 hitter with his second, or a 226 hitter with his second triple of the season.
Those two C's that we were talking about last night, John. Confidence and contagious.
That hitting has been absolutely contagious. Now the Kernel infield should be in, but they're playing back a curve, and I'm doing some managing here. I shouldn't be. Of course, Bobby Magallanes has every right to play the infield back. He'll trade a run for an out here in the fourth inning. If old John Rogers was the skipper, he'd have the infield in, but John Rogers would never be in a position to be the manager. So that's why he's up here managing. No, I understand Bobby's logic to have the infield back because you have to have confidence in your team at home to overcome a reasonable sized lead. A bouncer to third. Bobby Wilson with a terrific short hop stab. Throws to first. Save. Oh, he handcuffed Baltazar Lopez, Matt. The throw was such a bullet at Baltazar's ankle top. For a while, I thought Baltazar had it long enough, but he didn't have full control of it, and he lost the handle, and it will be an error charged on Bobby Wilson. Boy, I don't think you can give an error to Bobby, although he did put Baltazar under the gun. The throw wasn't in the dirt, was it?
No, like you said, he put a lot of heat on it and just bobbled it, popped out of the glove.
Fortunately, holding at third was Mark Zamwich. Doggone it, that runner at first, Whitrock, should have been out. Doesn't matter who the error's on. They charge it to Bobby Wilson. A throw to first, the runner back. Bobby made a super play as he had to come up with a short hop right in front of the base. Holding at third was Mark Zamwich. Now the Kernels hope for a double play. If we get a double play here, I like our chances to win this game tonight. Kyle Geiger waits as...
Well, that's quite a prediction, John.
Well, momentum is such a big part of this game. If we turn a double play here, we've got momentum.
The great prognosticator here.
Well, we'll see. We need the double play first. That's the hardest. I'm not predicting a double play. I am predicting that if we get a double play, all the momentum will be in our corner. First and third, only one away. The Swing lead it 2-0 here in the fourth inning. Lovely night for baseball. We're glad you're joining us here on the Zone. ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. 1-0 or 2-0 Swing. They're threatening to make it a big fourth inning. Ball one is high from Marino. Now Kevin Bowles comes marching down the third baseline, and he's put on a series of signals. I'm not sure if the Swing might not put on either a steal, a double steal, or a squeeze here. None of the above, a swing and a miss on a curveball. Whitrock reached on a throwing error charge to Bobby Wilson, and in Baltazar Lopez's defense, Bobby's throw was a bullet right at his ankle top, and Baltazar just couldn't hold it. A line drive into the left field corner, hooks foul ball, and strike two to the right-handed hitter, Kyle Geiger. The Tri-Vision signs above the right field wall are glittering with that sun glaring off of them. Multicolored signs, Mountain Dew, Cost Cutters, Genencor, Kirkwood, Lint Millwright, Guarantee Bank, Select Auto, Metro Studios, and Hy-Vee. Boy, are those some big names in our community, supporting Kernel baseball and getting their name out in front of hundreds of thousands of folks throughout the spring and summer. And they do it with pride here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. 1-2 to the batter. We could use a double play, strikeout, or pop-up with the catcher Kyle Geiger waiting. The runner goes. Pitch high. Duenas' throw to second. Out! Take that, you folks that booed a few minutes ago. You don't boo a minor league ball player. Tommy Duenas' peg was perfect. And I'll tell you what, Matt Moss, I'm not chiding our fans, but I heard a few boos on that last throw, and you don't boo a guy as fine as Tommy Duenas.
Well, there's a few people in the crowd a little frustrated after those 3 consecutive wild throws, but
sure, I understand that, but then he comes back and nails Scott Whitrock. Now a foul straight back, and Matt, I didn't see, did Brown take the throw or Wood? It went
I thought it went 2-6.
Okay, we're told that Brandon Wood took the peg at the shortstop position and tagged out Scott Whitrock. Now a 2-2. Swing and a miss! We got out of a first and third one-out jam and have the momentum back in this game. Kyle Geiger fans, and in the 4th inning, the Swing score 1 run. On 1 hit, a walk, a stolen base, 1 Kernel error, a man caught trying to steal second, and Quad Cities leaves a runner. They've left 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-0 Quad Cities. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Brain type. I believe in it. Scott in Indianapolis is a skeptic, so we had him take the test during the commercial break. Scott, what do you do for a living?
I am a sales manager.
Did you take the test honestly?
Yes.
Okay. You seem like an honest man. Despite the salesman. Of course. Of course he is. You are a facilitator. You are hospitable. You focus on usefulness. You're energetic. You're realistic. You develop and nurture relationships. I know that's right. You express your feelings. You're conscientious. You're orderly. You're a friendly promoter. You are commerce-oriented.
No longer a skeptic.
There we go, baby. That is money. All right, Scott in Indianapolis. Now a believer in brain type.
It's fascinating taking them one by one, Colin.
Yeah, one by one.
We're going to make everyone believe it.
Don't be left out of The Herd. Only on ESPN Radio. Fishermen know the feeling. A nibble on the line, set the hook, and boom! It's a battle royal with one big old fish.
Hello, this is John Campbell from KCRG TV9 Sports. Send me your pictures and home videos of those big fish you land, and I'll show them on Big Old Fish Mondays on TV9 News at 6. That address is Big Old Fish, KCRG TV9, Box 816, Cedar Rapids 52406. And remember, if it's not for dinner, catch and release. But get that picture first.
Well, everything points to the Kernels turning things around. Trailing 2-0, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Quad Cities added to their lead with a run in the top of this inning, but they had runners at first and third with only 1 out, and Tommy Duenas threw a runner out trying to steal second. Then Abel Marino fan Kyle Geiger, and now the Kernels send the top of the order up to face Adam Harbin, who's been perfect through the first 3 innings. Will Quan try to bunt his way on? He shows bunt. Ball 1 is low. A longtime friend of the Kernels from Procter & Gamble. He's enjoying retirement after a full and very, very productive career there. Wayne Lang, a good friend of ours from West Branch, has joined us. And Wayne, I'll tell you what, you always seem to bring out the best in Veterans Memorial Stadium.
I tell you, John, I just can't remember us having a bad night of it.
I can't either. Ball 2 is high to Quan. Wayne has brought in, with the help of some colleagues, a huge throng of folks from Procter & Gamble. A strike to Quan. And Wayne, I know that you enjoyed your career at Procter & Gamble, and it was the right fit for you. It's one of those Fortune 500 companies that lives up to its reputation.
It was just a wonderful company for me to work for, and treated me well. And here I am in retirement, and it's just... they just take good care of their employees.
Yes, they do. Tonight's a great example, sponsoring the fireworks for the entire community and bringing in, I would guess, Wayne, well over 700 folks. A swing and a foul by Cosby, 2-2 to Quan. Right-hander Adam Harbin delivers, and Quan spoils a good pitch, a fastball low and away, and cues it foul over the backstop. It's 2-0 swing. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wayne Lang is with us, a familiar name to all of you folks that follow the fall gridiron action in eastern Iowa. I have not made it to the Little Rose Bowl in West Branch, but I know my good friend Scott Unash has. And Wayne, that tradition continues of great football.
Yeah, we've Butch Peterson, the head coach, has just built a great tradition there, and we had a great season last year. 10-2 and made it to the state semifinals. So.
Oh, Wayne, that's terrific. Quan lifts one high in the air down the line and left. Mark Zamwich has it measured. It's a fair ball, and he has it. One gone, and that's 10 in a row now set down by Adam Harbin, who has pitched spectacularly here in the first, third, and third innings. The batter, Matt Pauley, lined out to right in the first. You mentioned the coach, Wayne Lang, Butch Peterson, and the only reason you weren't with us last year, you were at his wedding.
His son.
Oh, his son
Lance, right. His son Lance got married, wouldn't you know, the same night as we had this. So
is he going to follow his dad's foot? Here's a little ball cued to the left of home plate, barehanded by the pitcher, and a throw to first gets away from the first baseman. An error will be charged to Brock Peterson. And Wayne, he's looking at his glove as though there was a hole in his glove.
That was kind of an unusual play there, but I guess at this point it looks to me like just anything to get the Kernels going.
That's right. Well, we were shut out the last 5 innings in our 6-2 win here on Thursday night. We were shut out last night 11-0. We've been shut out through 3 1/3 tonight. So, yeah, the well is empty as far as offense goes. That's an error. Now, wait a minute. Oh, goodness. I think they're going to have to change this score ruling, and I'm not here to usurp the power of the scorekeeper. Believe me, I respect their ruling all the way, but I almost think you have to give the first baseman an error. They've given Pauley a base hit. So we'll say hooray for Matt Pauley for collecting the first Kernel hit. I wouldn't be surprised if that's overruled when our scorekeeper talks to the Quad City point of view. Pauley running. Lopez swings and misses. Throw to second. Matt is out at second base. Matt Pauley, who reached on an infield single, thrown out by the catcher, Kyle Geiger. And taking the throw was the big leaguer, Nick Punto. The caught stealing goes 2-6, and Matt Pauley, with an infield single, is now thrown out by the catcher, Kyle Geiger. 2 gone. Baltazar Lopez swung at the pitch and missed. It's 1-1. Yes, Wayne, did you know if Butch's son is going to be an educator too?
Yeah, John, to answer your question here, it's kind of funny you should ask, but Lance has just been named the head football coach at Wilton.
Is that right? And boy, he must be a young head coach.
He is, and he's wanted to be a head coach for quite a while. He's got a great rapport with the kids, and he went to Hudson after he won a state championship as a player. Went to Hudson, won a state championship as an assistant coach, and then he went to Iowa Valley, and they were in the playoffs twice there. So he's got
he has a record. Yes. Well, we wish Lance Peterson well in Wilton. Here's a pitch. Scalded foul off the railing by Lopez of the third base swing dugout. 2 out, nobody on. Kernels down 2-0 in the 4th inning. We're looking to score for the first time since the 4th inning in the series opener here Thursday night. Wayne Lang from Procter & Gamble is with us. And Wayne, I know one of the things you were looking forward to, first the 2-2 to Baltazar is low, and it's a full count now. One of the things you were looking forward to in your retirement was time to travel.
Yes, and we've been able to do that. My wife, my wonderful wife Patty, and I, we usually make it to Florida every winter, so we've been doing that thing. And my daughter Johanna,
a ground ball up the middle, backhanded by J.R. Taylor, a long throw in time to get Baltazar Lopez. And before we wrap up this inning, Wayne, your daughter got to go to Florida?
No, our daughter Johanna was in Spain, and now she's back. She's going to go back for a wedding. So Patty and I we've been kind of tossing around the idea of letting her drag us along with her, so we might do that. So.
Well, that'd be wonderful. We're going to have Wayne visit further with us because this game is going quickly. In the 4th, no runs for the Kernels. 1 hit, an infield single. Pauley erased trying to steal second. There were no swing errors, and the Kernels leave the bases empty, have left nobody in 4 innings. Wayne Lang is with Procter & Gamble. He helped put together this annual event at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. More with Wayne as we go to the 5th inning. The Kernels trail the swing 2-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. by showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos. You'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, toasty.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction is guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Come and visit one of our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Please call 378-1221. Hometown Restyling. There's no place like home.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
4 solid innings from starter Abel Marino. He's lifted, and Aaron Pullen answers a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. Aaron Pullen missing high to the number 9 hitter Ryan Spatero. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Fast-moving game on Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night. Spatero pulls one hard and foul just past first into the Kernel right field bullpen. Ryan reached on an infield single, stole second in the 3rd inning. Aaron Pullen in relief of Abel Marino. Abel, 4 innings pitched, allowed 2 runs. We'll have to find out how many were earned on 4 hits in 4 innings. He fanned 5, walked 1, and Spatero looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike from Aaron Pullen, right-hander, on in relief here in the top of the 5th inning. Kernels trail 2-0. Ball 2 outside to the left-handed batter. Aaron Pullen last worked Saturday night in Peoria, and he pitched brilliantly in a Kernel victory. 2 scoreless innings last Saturday. So it's been a week since he worked. A curveball is fouled straight back. Wayne Lang has joined us from Procter & Gamble, and Wayne, I had a valuable lesson this past offseason. A high pop foul, and there may be a play for Bobby Wilson. There is a play for Bobby Wilson, and Bobby Wilson has it. Ryan Spatero has fouled out to the 3rd baseman to start the Quad City 5th inning. Wayne, I was down in Iowa City, Coralville, and that's where you're located, isn't it?
Right, in Iowa City.
Okay.
On Lower Muscatine Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, there's a company, if you'd say the name, I'd recognize it. What companies are near you?
Well, it used to be Smith.
Let me say,
the Heinz Company used to have their warehouse there, but Procter & Gamble took that over. So,
okay, it's the name of a company that makes airplanes, only they don't make. I mean, I'll think of it. It's the name of a company that you would think of. Lear.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the Lear Company.
Lear Company, right beside us.
Okay,
right.
yeah, I
right.
was down there, and I saw Procter & Gamble for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Really.
It's quite an operation.
Oh, it's a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
Beautiful facility. It was built in 1956.
Oh, it caught my eye. It's 2-0 to the leadoff batter, J.R. Taylor, and a strike. How many folks work at that facility, Wayne?
I would say now, since I'm not there, for a couple of years now, but I'd say probably in the range of 450 to 550.
Oh, that's a huge employer in Iowa City.
Yes.
The 2-1.
They also pay a lot of taxes.
Oh, sure they do, especially in that wonderful environment in Iowa City.
Yeah.
Ball 3 is outside. I'm sure they're a great corporate citizen.
Well, I know it's looked upon as one of the leading plants in the company. So,
well, that's neat. I know. Here's a bouncer to second. Matt Brown, with his handling his first chance, throws the batter out. J.R. Taylor, who singled and scored in the first, line to left in the 3rd. He's now bounced out to second. Aaron Pullen off to a great start in relief of Abel Marino. Wayne, you'll be happy to know I was in Cincinnati this fall on a wonderful excursion with my mom and aunt. We went down the Ohio River on a barge cruise vacation, and there was a event in Cincinnati called Great Stacks, similar to this excursion that we're having up the Mississippi River with steamboats. And Procter & Gamble was the underwriting sponsor of the entire event.
I tell you, Procter & Gamble does an awful lot for the community and for charity. I wish that sometimes they could get a little bit more publicity on that end of things. You know, a lot of times companies get criticized if something goes wrong with a product or something like that, but Procter & Gamble does an awful lot of good things for the community and for charity.
Yes, they do, Wayne.
Very active in the United Way.
Oh, well, they were huge in Cincinnati. The 0-2 to the batter from Pullen is low. A change-up to Nick Punto. The big leaguer is popped to short. Line to center. Punto is rehabbing from a problem in his midsection, some pulled muscles. Yeah, Wayne, I'll tell you, when I saw Procter & Gamble's big sign on a bridge crossing from Cincinnati over to Kentucky for that flotilla of steamboats, I kind of beamed with pride, saying, I know Procter & Gamble.
Well, I tell you, it's John, from all the years that I've been involved with this, I can't say enough about the Kernels organization, you in particular, since I know you, and all the things that you've done for us and that we get a chance to do for the Kernels.
Well, thank you, Wayne. That's very, very kind of you to not only note, but to go the extra thought to let us know that. A one-hopper to the second baseman, Matt Brown, and he flips to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Pullen. Wayne, we're going to keep you another half inning, and then we'll shift gears and let you go rejoin your friends and former colleagues down below, but we can have you one more half inning, right?
You betcha.
I'm
happy to be here.
That'd be great, Wayne. We're glad you're with us. A 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Pullen in relief of Abel Marino in the top of the fifth inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth with the Kernels down by a pair to the swing, 2-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Multitasking is today's buzzword. We're parents, employees, board members, spouses, caregivers. The list goes on. Your local Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, is great at multitasking, too. Sheets Forest Draper will find the right insurance coverages for you. See Scott Draper at Sheets Forest Draper for coverages on your home, auto, life, health, and business. Finding the right insurance is one less task for you to do when you depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Dan Patrick and Ron Dibble.
Jeffrey Lyons, mover reviewer for WNBC TV in New York.
I don't want to get political, but you don't go hunting with an assault rifle.
I do, because those birds damn deserve it.
Right. So,
Here it goes!
Rex, there's nothing left on the bird. What are we going to eat?
Don't worry about it. I've got some turkey pot pies and plenty of porn at home. You're more than welcome to stop over. Bring the family.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays on ESPN Radio.
Through 4 innings, the Kernels have been out hit 4-1 and trail it 2-0. Bobby Wilson flew out to deep right, leading off the second inning. The Kernel cleanup batter. First up in the fifth inning, the Kernels trying to score for the first time since the fourth inning Thursday night have been shackled by right-hander Adam Harbin. He's a right-hander with a three-quarter arm release angle, and he fires a strike on the outside corner to Bobby Wilson. A breaking pitch just misses away. Bobby, the cleanup man, batting .294, 5 homers, 37 RBIs. The Kernels have had just 5 hits in each of the first 2 games of this series and have struggled offensively. Ball 2 low to Bobby, who taps his spikes and steps out. Now he's right back in there. Adam Harbin, a 3-2 winner last Saturday at home against Beloit, has pitched very well. A high fly ball lofted into left. Easy play for Mark Zamwich. He has it, 1 away in the Kernel fifth inning. Wayne Lang from Procter & Gamble with us. And Wayne, I know Procter & Gamble, if you name some of the products that your company has either developed or manufactured, a lot of people will recognize them.
Well, you know, you can start off with Crest toothpaste right off the bat. Tide,
laundry detergent.
Yeah, right. Pert.
That's my
Head and
shampoo.
Shoulders. And I it's kind of amazing, but a lot of the things that I name off are all number one in their categories.
I was going to say those are all market share leaders. Here's a high pop foul on a bunt attempt by Brandon Wood into the seats behind home plate. Boy, Wayne, you're right. I use Pert, I use Crest, I use Tide, and it's hard to get a brand name to stay at the top of consumers' minds, and Procter & Gamble has done a great job doing that.
Yeah, Procter & Gamble really strives for quality and longevity. I mean, most of the they listen to the consumer.
Yes.
And that's what I really liked about the company to start with is they value consumer feedback, and they go and make products that the consumers like. So.
Now, those are household names, all right. A swing and a miss by Brandon on a 1-1 count. Adam Harbin has been spectacular tonight on the hill. Even though we're trailing 2-0, you have to admire the excellence with which he's pitched. And you knew we were in trouble when you looked at his numbers and saw his 3-4 one-loss record, not indicative of his ERA, 3.36. This guy can pitch. Adam Harbin, 20 years old, out of West Arkansas. And with Quad Cities, he was 5-6 a year ago in 15 starts. Strike 3 called to Brandon Wood, and that is the third strikeout of the night for the 20-year-old. And he is absolutely sawing through the Kernels so far tonight.
He still looks really strong, John. I'll
Yes,
tell you
he
that.
does. He hasn't walked a batter, and we have a measly infield single that I still think, and I'm not disputing our official score, some of the fun of baseball is to say, what did you think, hit or error? I thought Matt Pauley reached on an error in the fourth inning, but our official score saw it differently, and he awarded Matt an infield single on a little tap back to the mound. Adam Harbin threw to the first baseman who dropped it. Otherwise, Pauley would have been out. Here's a drive off the end of the bat into left center, and drifting to his left to glove it, Mark Zamwich. Matt Brown hit it off the end of the bat and flew out to left. Down in order go the Kernels for the fourth time in 5 innings against dominating right-hander Adam Harbin. Well, Wayne Lang, the fireworks have done it again from Procter & Gamble. A full house here this evening. On behalf of the Kernels and our great Eastern Iowa community, thank you for all the pride you've taken in the company, Procter & Gamble, and thank you for being so kind as to share time with us.
Well, thanks for having me, John, and I'm just amazed at this crowd tonight with everything that's going on in the community with the Freedom Festival, and there's a big activity in Cedar Falls.
The barbecue roundup?
Right, and everything that's been going on, and you still got a packed house here. So, like I said, and I've always said, the Kernels are a class organization, and you fit right in.
Wayne, thank you so much for those kind and genuine words of admiration. The same goes from us. Wayne Lang, our guest from Procter & Gamble. It's their big night here at the ballpark. Fireworks to follow. The Kernels trail after 5 innings, 2-0. Coming up in the 6th inning, our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. So stay tuned for that. After 5, 2-0 swing. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone.
Hey man, what's up? Just getting ready to kick your butt. Right. And mess up your hair? You just wish you could look this good. Boo! Nothing but net. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it? Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me. Nice shot. Yeah. So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good? Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me. Oh, so that's why your hair never moves. Well, you're funny. Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time. Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Airport National 27-hole Public Golf Course invites you to join our golf family all year with these great specials. 2-for-1 green fees with cart, 2-for-1 range ball, 2-for-1 mini golf. Listen to this unbelievable new special. Only $25 per person for unlimited golf with cart all day long on weekdays. And only $27 per person for unlimited golf, including cart on weekends. Play unlimited twilight golf till dark with free riding cart for only $16 per person.
Enjoy fast, friendly, and fun family golf at Cedar Rapids Airport National.
Kyle Phillips hoists the first pitch to the top of the sixth into center. Quan Cosby came in a few steps to grab it, and there's one out already here in the top of the sixth inning. It's the Swing leading the Kernels 2-0. The Kernels have just one hit tonight through 5 innings, an infield single by Matt Pauley. In the third, another pitch and another fly ball. This one swatted into right for Aaron Peel. Brock Peterson has it, Brock Peterson was the batter. Aaron Peel has it. 2 away on 2 pitches and 5 in a row retired by Aaron Peel. Well, let's see how far we get with our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Remember, if you've been one of our previous winners, we've had 36 of them. You can certainly play along this evening, but don't call in if you've already earned a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. And one of their signature dishes, Matt Moss, Tuesday through Sunday, that includes tomorrow, it's Italian.
Every Tuesday through Sunday, you can get lasagna baked and served in its own dish. That's lasagna baked and served in its own dish. $6.95, and that includes salad and garlic bread. Every Tuesday through Sunday at the Springhouse Family Restaurant.
1-1 to Omar Burgos. Aaron Pullen trying to make it 6 in a row and cueing one foul off to the right is Burgos. Here's our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question.
The 1994 strike-shortened season saw this San Francisco slugger belt 43 home runs in only 112 games. Had the season continued, he was on pace to break Roger Maris's record of 61 blasts in 1961.
A line drive and a leaping lunging grab at second by Matt Brown to take a hit away from Omar Burgos. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since that inning went so quickly, Matt is going to repeat the question in the bottom of the sixth inning, so we have plenty of time for our break. So if you saying, what was the question again, just stay with us. We'll have it for you, repeat it several times, give you the phone number in the bottom of the sixth inning. A great catch on a drive to the right of Matt Brown ends the sixth for the Swing. 6 in a row retired by Aaron Pullen, the Colonel right-handed reliever. After 5.5, it's still Quad Cities leading 2-0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
This is the Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I won't argue that Phil Jackson of the Lakers is a good coach. On record alone, he's worthy of acknowledgement among the coaching elite. Let me ask you, how much is Phil Jackson and how much is MJ and Pip and Shaq and the Coaster? You know, Pat Riley, you may recall, was a genius too when he coached Magic. Apparently, Pat Riley with Eddie Jones lost about 94 points on his IQ. I would maintain there's a fine line between eccentric genius and bizarre weirdo. My point, Phil Jackson can coach. I'm not disputing that. Let's save the guru Svengali genius label for science and math nerds. It's the NBA. Players win games. Phil Jackson has had the best players. He's not reinventing the wheel here, okay? You take away Shaq and replace him with Dwayne Shinsius, and Jackson's battling the Warriors for last in the West. Let's not kid ourselves.
Don't be left out of the Herd. Only on ESPN Radio. KCRG TV9 brings you more live coverage of breaking news.
And we'll take you there first. I'm TV9 News anchor Scott Sanborn. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter where news is happening, around the corner, around the state, or around the world, the TV9 News team will take you there live.
KCRG TV9, your live news leader.
It's around-the-clock news coverage you can count on from your 24-hour news source, KCRG TV9.
It's the lower third of the Colonel order as we try to get our offense out of the mud. We've been mired in a scoreless drought that has seen us go the last 5 innings Thursday night without a run, 9 innings shut out last night, and shut out through 5 here this evening. We're going to pick it up right where we left off. Michael Collins will lead off here in the bottom of the sixth. Your chance to earn a certificate. A line drive, a broken bat liner, and Adam Harbin has it. Michael Collins, swinging at the first pitch, broke his bat. Harbin was kind of disoriented, Matt Moss. He didn't know the speed at which that line drive was coming back to him, and he reacted well and caught it.
He just stuck his mitt out there, and he seemed almost surprised or shocked that He looked down and the ball was in there.
Adam Harbin, in my opinion, should be pitching a no-hitter here in the 6th inning, but again, we respect and bow to the official score on his ruling of a hit by the Kernels back in the 4th inning.
Actually, John, a perfect game, but for that one single.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. Ball 1, a 1-1 count to Aaron Peel. A chance to win a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse, and Matt will give the question again, and then we'll open up the phone lines for you. The 0-2 to Aaron Peel. Just missed high.
The 1994 strike-shortened season saw this San Francisco slugger belt 43 home runs in 112 games. Had the season continued, he was on pace to break Roger Maris's record of 61 blasts in 1961. Who was he? For your chance at that coveted $5 Springhouse Family Restaurant gift certificate, call us here at the press box at 896-7589. That number again, 896-7589.
Outside is the pitch to Aaron Peel, and it's 2-2. A high drive into center, and underneath it, going back now, is Brian Spatero, and Spatero makes the catch. That ball almost got over his head. Aaron Peel hit it better than the center fielder thought, but he's retired on a catch in center by Brian Spatero. Tommy Duenas is at the plate. Tommy grounded out to short for the final out in the 3rd inning. Adam Harbin trying to face the minimum through 6 innings. He and his swing teammates lead it 2-0. Duenas hitting .217. A knee buckling curve to Tommy. Strike 1. Swing and a miss by Tommy. We already have a winner. We already have a winner in our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. And Matt and I had a little wager on this one. I thought we'd have callers saying Will Clark and Barry Bonds.
Oh, no.
It was apparently not too easy, but apparently our great Kernel fans come through again. We'll repeat the question and congratulate our winner after this 0-2 pitch to Tommy Duenas. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll get to the answer and winner in the top of the 7th inning. Adam Harbin with 6 shutout innings should be pitching or could be pitching a perfect game had it not been for an infield single, but a man, Paulie, caught stealing in the 4th inning. The Kernels go in order for the 5th time in 6 frames in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll get back to our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question in a moment. After 6, 2-0 swing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernel fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Soul of Mexico, her voice soars above a sweet Spanish guitar. And a dance like Dr. Pepper, originality made her a star. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, the roots individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing's better, nothing better. And then you found a stage, a child came of age with a song of passion from the heart. And everyone could tell Anna Gabrielle was an original from the start. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, the roots individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing's better, nothing better. Be you, do what you do.
If you like a tight game featuring great defense and pitching, we've got what you want tonight. 2-0 after 6 innings. The swing of the Quad Cities lead it. Kernel offense shut out last night. Had all of the runs in the bank in the Thursday 6-2 win by the fourth inning, so we've gone a long, long time without scoring a run. Aaron Pullen has kept the Kernels right in the game by 2 perfect innings of relief of Abel Marino. Mark Zamwich tripled in a run his last time up, and he swats one foul. Straight back, it's 1-1 to the left-handed batter Zamwich. Well, let's wrap up our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question.
The question tonight, the 1994 strike-shortened season saw this San Francisco slugger belt 43 home runs in 112 games. Had the season continued, he was on pace to break Roger Maris's record of 61 blasts in 1961. Who was he? And Garland Alf Jr. of Cedar Rapids got the answer correct. Matt Williams, third baseman for those San Francisco Giants, was the slugger who was on pace to crack Maris's record.
Matt, how many would he have hit if he'd have stayed on pace?
Well, John, we used some supercomputers here at the clubhouse in the front office, and we found out about 62. He was on pace to hit just over 62 home runs.
And Matt Williams, the answer to our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Garland Alf Jr. That's a distinguished name. Garland, congratulations. You've won a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. And once again, I show my lack of knowledge of the depth of knowledge of you Kernel fans. I was sold. Here's a ground ball on a 3-2 pitch to Baltazar Lopez. He spins and underhands to Aaron Pullen, and Aaron Pullen is now set down 7 in a row. Mark Zamwich bounces out, first baseman to pitcher covering. 1 away in the 7th. I just thought our fans would jump at that and say Barry Bonds or Will Clark.
Well, John, our fans are too smart for that.
Yes, they are. And Garland Alf Jr. certainly was. He knew it was Matt Williams. Boy, you wonder, had that strike-shortened season not ended his great year, could he have hit 62 home runs? How many did he have after 112 games?
43.
Wow. Ball one outside to Scott Whitrock, or a strike on the outside corner. Aaron Pullen is throwing nothing but aspirin tablets in his third inning of relief of starter Abel Marino. Uh-oh, a deep drive to left, way back, a hanging breaking ball, 3-0 swing. It's just to the left of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub.
Well, John, you jinxed him there.
Oh, boy, one mistake, a hanging curveball. A hanger, and Scott Whitrock with his team-high 9th homer of the year. And now the Kernel task is really tough. 3-0 swing here in the 7th inning.
The 3 runs may not sound like a lot, but against Adam Harbin, who's been throwing dynamite here all night, that's a really tall order.
Especially when you consider the Kernels have gone 20 innings without scoring in this series. A foul straight back by Kyle Geiger. He's fanned twice. Well, that was a fun Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Let's get to Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization. Matt already told us that the Angels whipped the Dodgers, I think, for the second time in a row today, didn't they, Matt?
7-5.
Wow, the Angels have beaten the Dodgers twice in the Freeway Series. Halo happenings.
At AAA ball, the Salt Lake City Stingers defeated Las Vegas 8-3. Former Colonel Casey Koshman was 1 for 4 and drove in 2 runs. Former Colonel Dallas McPherson was 1 for 4 with a triple and 2 runs batted in. Former Colonel Jake Woods scattered 6 hits and 3 runs over 5 innings. In AA action, the Arkansas Travelers fell to Wichita 1-0 in 10 innings. Former Colonel Mike Eward, did I say that one?
Almost.
Elward.
Yes, a strike 3 call to Kyle Geiger on a good breaking pitch from Pullen. 2 gone here in the 7th. What did Mike Elward do?
Mike Elward had 2 hits in losing effort. Former Kirkwood Eagle Willie Collazo pitched 8 innings of 2-hit ball for Arkansas.
Whew, that's great.
And in single-A action, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes defeated San Jose 2-1. Former Colonel Eric Ibar had 2 hits and an RBI. And former Colonel, who was just promoted 6 weeks ago, Von Sturchbach, picked up his 10th save.
Wow, Von Sturchbach with 6 saves here, 10th. His 10th with Rancho, a foul off to the left by left-handed hitting Ryan Spatero. Now a pitch low, 1-1. Aaron Pullen still needs to be commended. He may have given up a run here in the 7th inning on a home run, but overall he's pitched very well, and this is 3rd full inning of relief. 3-0 swing, And a pitch crank foul off the railing of the Colonel first base dugout. Ricochets out to first baseman Baltazar Lopez. 1-2 to Ryan Spatero. Matt Moss is giving us results from around the Anaheim Angel organization. And Matt, I know our listeners would be interested to know what the record of the Provo Angels is at this early point in their season.
The Provo Angels, who are 3-4, third in the Pioneer South League. That's rookie ball.
Ball 3 is Lotus Patero.
A lot of young guys in that league, fresh out of college or even high school.
Recent draft picks, that's right. A full count pitch from Aaron Pullen to Ryan Spatero. Ooh, it just missed low and away. Ball 4. Last night, Terry Ehlers was with us from Leapfrog Graphics. We talked about the eye-catching, attractive Colony Inn sign. Carl Ehrman is the owner of the Colony Inn in Amana, and Carl's youngest child, 16-year-old Jacob, is celebrating his 16th birthday here with us. Sisters Darcy, who's a familiar name to you Colonel fans. Darcy served in our internship program last year, and this spring, Darcy and Terry Ehrman, two standouts in the Clear Creek Amana softball program, are here with brother Jacob. Jacob is 16 years old, and he's working hard this summer preparing for the fall football season, lifting weights. And, of course, he'll be driving soon. And what a wonderful milestone it is for Jacob Ehrman to be celebrating his 16th birthday here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Son of Colony Inn owner Carl Ehrman. Carl has been there goes the runner. And a pitch off the glove of Tommy Duenas will likely be a pass ball. Down to second goes Ryan Spatero. That will likely be a pass ball charged to Tommy Duenas. A pitch at the knees, just low to J.R. Taylor. And Ryan Spatero's at second in scoring position. Jacob, I have to say that I remember somewhat my 16th birthday because I felt like I was still a teenager, but I was a young adult. So I hope you feel the same way. And I know that the first car I learned to drive was my mom and dad's old Buick station wagon. I don't think they make station wagons anymore. But Jacob, we sure hope you have a great night this evening and that your sisters and your friend treat you well. And please be safe and responsible. I know you will be. And keep up the good work. A wonderful birthday celebration for 16-year-old Jacob Ehrman. We have a pitching change. A U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. And Alan Buckley is taking over in this game. Aaron Pullen, the Colonel right-hander, went 2 2/3. And in 2 2/3, Aaron has surrendered 1 run on only 1 hit. Pullen struck out 1. He walked 1. And Alan Buckley, we've got to find Mike Kuhlbeck's. I'll check this, Matt. I'm going to read something from Alan Buckley's streaks and stuff from Mike Kuhlbeck. Alan Buckley has allowed just 1 run in his last 10 appearances. That's 14 innings. So he has been absolutely amazing. Alan Buckley. And this is a big spot in the game because if J.R. Taylor is able to drive home the runner at second, Spatero, it's 4-0 swing, and our chances really grow dimmer. But 3-0, still an uphill climb with the excellence of Adam Harbin for the swing on the mound. He's given up 1 infield single. He's faced the minimum through 6 innings. Matt, give us the season line on Alan Buckley.
Well, in 23 appearances, Buckley has a record of 1 win, 0 losses, an ERA of 4.89. Through 35 innings pitched, he's allowed 36 hits, walked 16, and fanned 33. League batters are hitting .267 against him.
And Allen has just been sensational, as Mike Kuhlbeck in his Streaks and Stuff column as part of our press notes, allowing just 1 run in his last 14 innings, 10 appearances. A pitch outside. Alan Buckley hurled, and the series opener here Thursday night. 2 scoreless innings in the Kernels' 6-2 victory. We've been shut out, though, the last 20 innings. Trail here tonight, 3-0 in the top of the 7th. Taylor ahead, 2-0. Ball 3 low. Tommy Duenas throws high to second. That runner gets back. And it's 3-0 to J.R. Taylor. On deck is the big leaguer, Nick Punto.
Brandon Wood had to hop up in the air to keep that one from heading out to center field. That throw from Tommy there, trying to catch Ryan Spataro, excuse me.
Ball 4 is low to the switch hitter, J.R. Taylor, and it's first and second, 2 gone for Nick Punto. Nick was with the Philadelphia Phillies, traded by the Phils in a deal that saw Eric Milton, the fine left-hander for the Twins, go over to the Phillies. So you know this guy can play. With 2 out here in the 7th, if we can get this final out, we'll take a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Ball 1 low and in. Matt, why don't we make this our goal? Let's give finals from either this afternoon or earlier tonight.
A lot of finals logged in the Subway Series. The Mets beat the Yankees in the Bronx 9-3 at Fenway Park. The Phillies upended the Red Sox 9-2. At the Sky Dome, the Blue Jays flew past the Expos 10-5. At U.S. Cellular Field, the White Sox beat the Cubbies 6-3. At the ballpark in Arlington, the Rangers held on to defeat the Astros 8-7. At Dodger Stadium in the Freeway Series, our parent club, the Angels, defeated the Dodgers 7-5. At Camden Yards, the Braves shut out the Orioles 5-0. And in the Sunshine State, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays held on to defeat the Florida Marlins 6-4.
Well, those are finals. Nick Punto's ahead 3-0. Alan Buckley has pitched very cautiously to this switch hitter who is rehabbing on a 3-0 pitch is hit high and deep to right, and Nick Punto, the big leaguer, has homered. A 3-run homer by big leaguer Nick Punto. Boy, I'll tell you what, we were waiting to see why this guy's a big leaguer, and Matt Moss, we just got all the proof we needed. He was sitting on a 3-0 count, and he lofted a 3-run homer to make it 6-0 swing, and the big leaguer Nick Punto, who will probably treat the entire swing clubhouse to pizza or steak during this series with that big league check. Boy, did he just put this crowd into a state of shock. It's now 6-0 in favor of the swing.
He got all of that one and sent it onto Rockford Road.
It was a 3-0 pitch from Alan Buckley, and Nick Punto did not miss it. He's a big leaguer, all right. Here's a high fly ball into left, and it ends the inning. Kyle Phillips flies to left. In the 7th inning, big damage by the swing. They add to their lead with 4 runs on 2 hits. They were both home runs. There were 2 walks. There were no Kernel errors. And nobody left for the swing. They've stranded 3. Well, Quad Cities has been the hungrier team so far in this series. They're playing like a club that wants to make the playoffs after finishing 500 in the first half. We go to the home half of the 7th, and it's Quad Cities now leading it 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Many of the products we use in our homes still come in glass containers. So what should you do with them when they're empty? Recycle them, of course. Your friends at Solid Waste and Recycling offer these helpful reminders. First, clean and rinse the empty bottles and jars and put the lids in your blue recycling box. Then place the bottles and jars in a rigid container like a small plastic waste basket or bucket and set it next to the recycling box for curbside collection. Save landfill space. Recycle your empty glass containers. June is Perennial Gardening Month, and Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center is your perennial plant headquarters. Peck's is staffed with perennial plant experts and loaded with the best selection of perennial plants in the area. Now's the time to plant your perennial garden because perennial plants are on sale at Peck's through Sunday. Buy 3 at the regular price at Peck's, get 1 free of equal or lesser value. Talk over your gardening questions with the experts at Peck's. Let them help you select the perfect perennial plants for your garden. Remember, perennial plants are on sale at Peck's. Buy 3, get 1 free now through Sunday. Peck's is open Saturday afternoons till 5, Sunday afternoons till 4. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, at the corner of Blair Stray and Edgewood Roads Northeast. Growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956.
Warrior. Fun between innings. Bottom of the 7th. It's 6-0 Quad Cities. We want to correct. The Kernels have only gone 19 innings without scoring in this series. We had said 20, but it's 19 innings. Now let's figure out in that 4-run Quad City 7th inning, 2 runs charged to Aaron Pullen, 2 runs charged to Alan Buckley. Alan did get the final out of the inning after walking a man and then surrendering a 3-run homer to big leaguer Nick Punto on a 3-0 pitch. The storyline in this game is Adam Harbin. And a controversial call. Again, we're not at all saying that it was an incorrect call. The official score is the official score for a reason. He or she has a much better view and a much better depth of knowledge than fans, broadcasters, or anyone else. And the official score ruled Matt Pauley safe on an infield single on a play that Adam Harbin barehanded into the left of home plate through to first. Brock Peterson dropped the throw, and it was ruled an infield single for Pauley. The reason we mention that's the only Colonel base runner tonight. Facing the minimum through 6 innings is right-hander Adam Harbin. Quan Cosby bunts, foul, strike 1. You could see that coming. Quan trying his best to get something started for the Colonels. Bunts, foul. Well, let's finish up with partial scores, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson on the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
In continuing action at Jacobs Field, the Cleveland Indians hold a 2-0 lead over the Colorado Rockies in the top of the 7th inning. At Comerica Park, the Tigers and the Diamondbacks are tied at 6 runs apiece in the bottom of the 8th.
A shot into right center. That's a base hit, and it gets by the right fielder. Quan may have his 8th triple of the year. Quan is speeding to third. Quan has his 8th triple. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd.
Boy, Quan turned up the heat there on his base running.
He came
around second base with a full head of steam.
He was flying around second base.
Showing off that speed of his, why he's such a great athlete.
Matt Pauley could put the Kernels on the board, trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Quan Cosby with the leadoff triple. It got by the right fielder Scott Wickbrock. He tried to backhand it, couldn't do it. Ball 1 low to Matt Pauley, and perhaps the Kernels can break through with something against Adam Harbin. They have a runner at third with nobody out. Matt Pauley, an infield single his last time up. Lofts one on the infield. That won't get the runner home. The second baseman staggers underneath it, 2 feet out into the grass in right center. And J.R. Taylor tucks it away for the first out of the 7th inning.
Well, rounding out the State Farm Major League scoreboard, at the Great American Ballpark, the Pirates and the Reds are scoreless in the bottom of the 8th. At the Metrodome, the Brewers have jumped out over the Twins, 7-2 in the top of the 9th. At Kauffman Stadium, the Cardinals and the Royals are tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 8th. And at the Coliseum, the A's hold a 2-0 advantage over the Giants in the bottom of the 2nd. And in tonight's nightcap, at Safeco Field, the Mariners will meet the Padres at 9:05 p.m. So that game shortly getting underway.
Baltazar Lopez trying to get Quan home from third with the first Colonel run of this Saturday night Procter & Gamble fireworks night. 6-0 swing, bottom of the 7th. Baltazar fouled one over the left side onto the grandstand roof, and strike 2 on the outside corner from Adam Harbin. It is not a given that the Colonels will cash in on Quan's leadoff triple. Harbin's been that good tonight. He got Pauley to pop the second for the first out here in the 7th. And he has Lopez in the hole 0-2. Baltazar swings and misses, strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout for Adam Harbin. And now we need a hit from Bobby Wilson. Adam Harbin trying to pitch around a leadoff triple here in the 7th inning. Quad City striking for 4 runs in the top of this 7th inning to extend their lead to a very intimidating 6-0. Bobby Wilson, 0 for 2. Looks at a curve low, ball 1. The Kernels have gone 19 2/3 innings now without a run, hoping to take advantage of a Quan leadoff triple here in this bottom of the 7th.
We originally had that logged in at 20 innings, but the Kernels did not bat in the bottom of the 9th on Thursday.
A blown opportunity, a bouncer to first, and an easy play for Brock Peterson. Bobby Wilson chops out to first, unassisted, and the Kernels indeed cannot cash in on the Quan Cosby leadoff triple here in the 7th. Now it's been 20 innings in this series since the Kernels have scored a run. In the 7th, no runs. One hit, a leadoff triple by Quan Cosby was wasted. There were no swing errors. The Kernels leave one, our first man stranded. After 7, the swing leads it 6-0. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone.
You're in the Zone. Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the 2nd year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott calling all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. The Zone salutes the women of Cedar Rapids with the Zone Babes. They're Babelicious, baby. And you know, sports isn't all there is to life. The Zone Babes. This parade of pulchritude is as close as your computer. Check out this week's Zone Babe at thezone1600.com, your online home of local sports and other stuff. This stunning photo gallery of local lovelies is beautifully photographed by Clicks Photography Company. The Zone Babes, only at thezone1600.com. The Zone.
It's the top of the hour. 9 o'clock in Eastern Iowa. We want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone. ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. With Kernel broadcast assistant Matt Moss, I'm John Rogers. This game is flying along. 6-0 swing as they try to make it 2 straight shutout wins over the Kernels. Alan Buckley will face Brock Peterson. And a curve as a strike. It's ironic, Matt Moss, that Adam Harbin has pitched a 2-hitter through 7 innings in a shutout because our Kernel of Wisdom involves a manager who was kind of put on the spot a couple of times several decades ago, a familiar name, Preston Gomez.
John, I think you picked just a dynamite Kernel of Wisdom for tonight. Our Kernel of Wisdom for this Saturday evening, Preston Gomez, twice pinch hit for pitchers who had worked 8 hitless innings. Both times the bullpen blew the game in the 9th. It happened with the 1971 Padres. The pitcher was Clay Kirby. And the 1974 Astros. The pitcher was Don Wilson.
Oh, imagine how Preston Gomez must have felt. Imagine how those pitchers must have felt. Brock Peterson, the cleanup batters, ahead 3-1 as Alan Buckley works in the top of the 8th inning. And it's 6-0 swing. The Kernel of Wisdom involving Preston Gomez. And here's a ground ball hit hard to second. Matt Brown has it on 2 hops, and his short throw to first retires Brock Peterson, 1 gone here in the 8th inning for the Swing, who lead it 6-0. I would bet, Matt, and I'd have to look up the particulars, but I would bet that both times Preston Gomez pulled his pitchers with an 8-inning no-hitter, the score was either 0-0 or I bet it was 0-0, and he needed a pinch hitter trying to win the game. You can't manage
0-0 or 1-1, a tie, definitely probably a tie score.
You can't manage to try to get a guy a no-hitter. I'm sure Preston Gomez felt terrible. He was a Padre manager and then with Houston, and what probably hurt him the most was that the relief pitcher who came in didn't pitch well.
More than likely. But that has got to be frustrating.
Oh, a bouncer up the middle, Brandon Wood stabs it behind the base, throws high, but out. A good stretch. High in the air by Baltazar Lopez. Omar Burgos bounces out to short. second out here in the top of the 8th inning. It's 6-0 swing, and that kernel of wisdom, very unusual that Preston Gomez would have to lift 2 pitchers in his managerial career who had no hitters after 8 innings.
Gomez is not a palindrome, though, John.
No, he doesn't have his name that can be spelled backward and forward the same. Ooh, a sharply hit grounder off Buckley's shin to second baseman Matt Brown, and they'll check Alan Buckley out. I think he's all right. That's an infield single, bashed off the lower leg by Mark Zamwich, bashed off the lower leg of Alan Buckley, and that hit is the 7th. That hit is the 7th for the swing, and out comes Eric Bennett, out comes Brian Renker, and they're going to examine Alan Buckley. I thought now they're looking at his left wrist, I think.
Well, he took that smash, came right back up. Looks like it might have ricocheted off of his right elbow, maybe right forearm.
And Alan's all right.
He's a tough guy.
He really is. 6'6" from Mississippi, Alan Buckley. An infield single by Mark Zamwich. The 7th hit for the swing. The Kernels only have 12 hits in this series, and we're in Game 3 in the top of the 8th inning. It's no wonder that we've fallen into some tough times to open up the season against this hungry swing ball club. A curve is up and in, ball 1 to Scott Whitrock. Boy, did I underestimate tonight's crowd, Matt.
Oh, great news, John. Over 5,280 in the attendance tonight.
Boy.
Just that combination of beautiful weather, fireworks.
A grounder over the mound. Tough play for Matt Brown. He throws late. Ooh, they called the batter out. He looked to be safe here, but a good play by Matt Brown. He had to rush in from second, and on the grass, he sidearmed just in time, apparently, to get the speedy Scott Whitrock. It went 4-3, second to first, to end the 8th inning. No runs for Quad Cities. 1 hit, an infield single. There were no Kernel errors. The swing, leave a runner, their 4th left of the game. Matt, let's hear that attendance total again. It's very, very gratifying.
5,280.
5,280 on hand for Procter & Gamble Fireworks. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to score for the first time in 20 innings. It's 6-0 Quad Cities. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have you don't need, but you'd rather not for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North in the new Mercy Health Plaza on Council Street Northeast, and Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So next time you have... visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Brandon Wood, Matt Brown, and Michael Collins in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-0 swing. The Kernels have not been below 500 all season long, and a defeat here tonight overall wouldn't put us below 500. We're 42-27, but it would make our second half record 1-2. A swing and a miss on a high fastball by Brandon, who struck out looking twice tonight. Adam Harbin has been overpowering. Well, I wouldn't say overpowering. He struck out 5. He's been in total control, I will say that. Overpowering usually means 10 or 12 strikeouts. He has been in complete command of this game. Ball 1 is high to the Kernel shortstop. Bob Zimmerman heating it up in the Kernel bullpen. He'll likely work the top of the ninth. What will the score be? Right now, 6-0 Quad Cities. Ball 2 is low to Brandon. Nothing doing in the swing left field bullpen. Ball 3 inside, and Harbin kicks at the dirt in front of the mound. He's upset with himself, falling behind Brandon 3-1. Bob Brooks will be with us at 1:40 tomorrow for the dugout interview. Brooks at bat. Brandon hacks at the 3-1 delivery and launches it foul out of play to the right.
Kevin Bowles has now stirred up some activity in the bullpen. We'll find out who's throwing for the swing. Those numbers were a bit easier to read, though.
Yeah, it would help, wouldn't it, Matt?
Boy, it just looks like a blue mass there in the middle of their jersey. 35.
A 3-2 pitch, and that one is fouled away to the right.
Julio DePaula in the bullpen for the swing.
Quad Cities is ahead 6-0. They won here last night 11-0. Brandon Wood gets a pitch in his wheelhouse and fouls it straight over the backstop. We sure do want to thank Wayne Lang of Procter & Gamble for his terrific praise of this Kernel organization. Procter & Gamble, the reason this crowd is 5,280. Fireworks follow tonight's game. Ball 4. Brandon Wood is the first Kernel to reach as the leadoff batter in the 8th inning. Quan Cosby tripled. Brandon Wood leads off the 8th by drawing a walk, and as Matt noted, Julio DePaula, a Midwest League All-Star, is working in that swing left field bullpen. DePaula. Matt Brown has seen his average dip to 238. Leading home run hitter for the Kernels, 16. Tops and runs driven in with 51. A fastball high, and some of the telltale signs of fatigue are shown now, as Adam Harbin has missed high. That's one sign. Another is that his mechanics, although still pretty good, are breaking down just a little bit. Swing and a miss by Matt Brown. Not too much, though, as Matt Brown swung at that high fastball, strike one.
Well, John, we almost forgot that we want to ask all of our great internet listeners, coast to coast, as well as our radio listeners in eastern Iowa, to send us an email. We want to find out how many different locations, countries, continents even maybe.
Or in the case of eastern Iowa, towns, sectors of Cedar Rapids, and communities. You bet. We would love to hear from you. And Matt, you'll give the email address how folks can tell us who they are and where they tune in.
That email address is jrogers@kernels.com. It's spelled J-Rogers, R-O-D-G-E-R-S, at Kernels, Kernels.com.
A changeup has Matt Brown swinging and missing, strike three. Matt's in a bit of a rut right now. You can tell by his body language that he's kind of searching for answers. And believe me, this great game of baseball will always have you searching for answers. Rob Dibble made a good point at the All-Star Game luncheon Tuesday, Matt, which I'll share with our listeners. Michael Collins is the batter. This game of baseball, all experts agree, is the toughest to master. And I've used this point before. This is not to lessen the great athleticism it takes to play football, but so many former minor league baseball players, a lot have gone into professional football and done very well there, whereas they really struggle in baseball. This is the toughest game. A ground ball up the middle. The shortstop has it. What a play. Flipping to second baseman, J.R. Taylor. Oh, Brandon Wood out by a whisker at second base. That play went Nick Punto, the big leaguer, to J.R. Taylor, 6'4", and Michael Collins reaches on a fielder's choice. Michael Collins reaches on a fielder's choice. And the point I was going to make, Matt Moss, Rob Dibble said that the public doesn't understand this enough. This game is full of self-doubt.
Right, you get in a slump and you start wondering, is it me or what am I doing wrong? And he made a good point that you got to go out every day and think you're the best.
That's right, because self-doubt and dealing with failure, everybody, pitchers, hitters, base runners, they have to do it. Swing and a miss by Aaron Peel. He was going for the pump. That was some play by the big leaguer, another example of why Nick Punto will be headed to the Twins. He went far behind second and took a hit away from Michael Collins by, with his back to second base, he just lofted it in the air to his Keystone combo mate, J.R. Taylor, and they got Brandon Wood on a bang-bang play. Colonel Director of Entertainment, Lonnie Thorsten, taking a look at her crew down below, right behind home plate. They're all in professional attire, sitting, waiting for the next time they're needed. And Lonnie can tell why we share so many laughs and smiles with her crew down below there, because she has a wonderful crew of dedicated helpers that really jump at any need that arises as far as entertainment, service, and they're all down below. Lonnie was our dugout interview guest following Baseball 101, the special clinics that Bobby Magallanes and his staff put on back in May for the women of our community. Lonnie's one of those folks that when she comes into a room, it lights up. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 7 in the game for Adam Harbin. He pitches around a leadoff walk. There were no runs in the 8th inning for the Kernels, no hits, no swing errors. The Kernels leave their second man stranded, and now our scoring drought has reached epidemic proportion. 21 innings the Kernels have gone without scoring a run in this series. We go to the 9th inning. All-star Bob Zimmerman getting some needed work. After 8 innings, it's 6-0 swing. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around a lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
6-0 in favor of the swing. The story tonight has been the pitching of Adam Harbin, who has thrown magnificently, striking out 7, allowing only 2 hits.
And Bob Zimmerman getting some much-needed work, a broken bat, soft grounder past the mound. What a play again by Brandon Wood. That guy, I thought we'd seen it all with Kayaspo and Ibar up the middle last year, but Brandon Wood has shown absolute brilliance at shortstop this year. The business end of the bat wound up behind Bob Zimmerman. He flashed at that comebacker. It got by him, and into his left came Brandon Wood to the rescue, and he threw the batter out. Kyle Geiger. Geiger's 0-for-4, 1 away here in the 9th inning. Bob Zimmerman, a Midwest League All-Star, pitching in the 9th.
John, earlier we talked about those 2 C's in hitting, confidence and contagious, and while the swing appeared confident and that hitting has been contagious for them, I'd have to say it's working in reverse order on the Kernels.
It is for the time being, and this ball club has spoiled us. A lot of press row has come in to remind us we've gone 21 innings without a run, and hey, we're glad to know that, but you know what? This is a team that was so good in the first half that when you're facing the possibility of back-to-back shutouts, it's an anomaly. It happens.
Right.
You're going to have times when you have to play yourself out of a hitting rut, and Quad Cities has very good pitching, Matt. This is no accident. Quad Cities has very good pitching.
Very good indeed.
Bob Zimmerman even on the counter. Ryan Spatero 2-2. And yeah, sure, it's frustrating to play before these big crowds the last two nights and not score a run, but hey, we can't control that, can we? A foul straight back by Spatero. Bob Zimmerman working for the first time since last Saturday. It's been a week. Of course, he pitched a third of an inning in the All-Star game Tuesday, but his last appearance in a Kernel regular season game was in Peoria a week ago last Saturday. He pitched a scoreless inning and got his, I believe, 11th save. Let's double check that. Yes, Bob leads the team with 11 saves.
Season line on Bob: a record of 4 wins and 4 losses through 25 appearances, an ERA of only 1.87 in 33 2/3 innings. He's allowed 26 hits. He's walked 10 and he's fanned 46, and league batters are hitting .217 against him.
Zimmerman blows a fastball at knee level by the number 9 hitter, Ryan Spatero. 2 away in the Quad City 9th inning. They lead it 6-0. J.R. Taylor with a pair of 2-run doubles last night has scored 2 of the swing 6 runs tonight. This guy looks like a very good young leadoff hitter. He's only 5'7", a switch hitter with a .285 average. And ball one upstairs from the 6'5" Kernel right-hander from Southwest Missouri State, Bob Zimmerman. Good fastball, ruled low by plate umpire Jesse Redwine. 2-0 now to Taylor. Procter & Gamble Fireworks keeping this crowd of over 5,280 captivated. It's been a fast-moving game. Strike one call. This game started at 7:03. It's now 9:18, so it's 2 hours and 15 minutes in the top of the 9th inning.
Boy, Zimmerman reminds me of Nuke LaLoosh out there on the hill with his tall build and shaggy hair.
A foul just to our left. That one might have caught Andrew Rudnick, our broadcast partner. It hit some window, possibly Andrews. You know, you're right, Matt. Tim Robbins, in the epic film about minor league baseball, Bull Durham, did put everything he had to into a pitch and wound up making it to the big leagues, and that's where I think Bob Zimmerman will wind up a few years down the road, exactly where he wants to be. Ball 3 juts inside to the leadoff batter. 2 away, top of the 9th. The Kernels down 6-0 to the swing of the Quad City.
Yeah, J.R. Taylor made sure that Andrew Rudnick was still awake.
We'll go see Andrew and make sure he's all right. Here's a high, lazy fly into shallow left. Matt Pauley comes on, and Matt Pauley has it. A perfect inning for Bob Zimmerman, the Kernel All-Star. The stage is set for the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 6-0 swing, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Hi, this is Dave Town of Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, Maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Adam Harbin is in line to even his record at 4-4. He gives way to Julio DePaula. DePaula is a right-hander, 21 years old, from the Dominican Republic, and DePaula has come on to pitch the ninth inning for the Swing. He'll face Tommy Duenas in the top of the order in a 6-0 game. The Kernels have been out hit 7-2 and are trying to score for the first time since the fourth inning in the 6-2 win here Thursday night.
The season line on Julio DePaula, a record of 6 wins and 5 losses through, well, this is different. It says 0 games.
Okay, we'll find out if
to find out what that is.
Our stat sheet may be off. A swing and a foul by Duenas, strike one.
Threw me for a curve there, John.
Well, these statistical firms that supply us with all the numbers are perfectly capable of a glitch in their computer system, believe me.
Well, nevertheless, he has an earned run average of 2.98. Through 45 1/3 innings pitched, he's given up
a line drive into center off the end of the bat, almost hit second base, into center it goes, and Tommy Duenas has the third Colonel hit of the night. Tommy Duenas starts the Colonel ninth off on a good note, singling into center, the third hit for the Colonels.
DePaula has given up 33 hits, walked 17, and fanned 42 in his 45 1/3 innings worth, and league batters are hitting a paltry 200 against him.
Well, those are good numbers. Adam Harbin, 8 innings pitched, allowed no runs on 2 hits, fanned 7, walked 1. Quan Cosby tripled leading off the 7th inning. Only the second hit the Colonels had against the Swing starter. DePaula, a right-hander, 6 feet 180, is in his 3rd year of pro ball. In 22 games with Elizabethton last year, he was 2-3 with a 1.71 ERA, 5 saves in 22 appearances. The Swing play behind Tommy Duenas at first base. A high pop-up, first out of the 9th inning, coming to the second baseman, J.R. Taylor. He has it, 1 away. Quan Cosby pops to second, and the Swing now 2 outs away from blanking the Colonels in 22 straight innings. Matt Pauley, an infield single back in the 4th inning. The first Colonel hit off Adam Harbin. The Colonels have made 3 errors tonight. The Swing, none. The Colonels have left 2 men on base. Quad Cities left 4 in their 9 at-bats against us. A strike to the left-handed hitting all-star, Matt Pauley. We haven't given you the final line on Alan Buckley. Allen went an inning and a third and gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. Struck out none, walked 1. Swing and a miss. Matt on a changeup was out in front, and it's 0-2. 6-0 Swing, bottom of the 9th inning. Quad Cities trying to blank the Colonels for the 2nd night in a row. Our season's biggest crowd, Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night, 5,280. Also, Lisbon Mount Vernon Night. A pitch tomahawked into right field. That's a base hit for Matt Pauley. It came on an 0-2 count, and I'll tell you what, Matt Pauley swung at a pitch, Matt, just below his chin, and I bet that ball looked as big as a beach ball.
Oh, yeah, he was swinging a grapefruit there.
I hope they show it on the Rockwell Collins game link. You talk about, yeah, they are. That pitch was right at his chin, and he tomahawked it into right field. Well, they haven't shown it on the Rockwell Collins game link. They're encouraging the fans to make noise, noise, noise. I second that. Baltazar Lopez takes in the dirt, ball 1. Baltazar Lopez trying to keep this Colonel 9th inning noise reverberating. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. 6-0 Swing, bottom of the 9th inning. Lopez drove in 4 of the Colonel's 6 runs in our victory Thursday night. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 1-1 to Baltazar.
Baltazar's been pretty quiet since his big game Thursday night where he had 2 homers. Love to see him break out of that right now.
And I'd love to see him with a base hit. Ordinarily, you'd say, no, you want him to hit a 3-run homer. In this situation, that might be kind of a rally stopper. You want hits and walks and errors now. A 3-run homer, if it was 6-3, would be great, but it's 6-0. Ball 2 low and away as Julio DePaula has surrendered a couple of hits here in the Kernel 9th inning. Swing is stopped at second on the base hit into right by Pauly. Listen to the crowd. Ball 3, a changeup low, and the Kernels are one pitch away from loading the bases. This crowd is in a frenzied state. DePaula has his sign. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2 called on the outside corner, a fastball.
And that's the great thing about baseball, John. You get the crowd working to a fever pitch. 3-1, boom. You get that strike.
And now they'll have
anticipation.
Yes, now they'll have to rev it up again. Here they come. Over 5,200, and Baltazar Lopez waits as DePaula, the right-hander, stepped off. Baltazar, nothing for 3 tonight. Waiting for the payoff pitch. Here it is. Line drive! Leaping stab by the big leaguer! And he hurt his muscle that he's rehabbing. Oblique muscles. And Nick Punto, with those sore oblique muscles, you could see him wince in pain as he leapt up to rob Lopez of probably a double. Baltazar scalded that ball. If Nick Punto had not have caught it, I think it would have gone into the left center field alley for extra bases. Wow, what a difference on the field this big leaguer has made. Nick Punto. And I saw him grab those sore oblique muscles that he's here to rehab. He laid it all out on the line, Matt. He's here to help this swing club win a game, not just to selfishly serve his own purposes.
And you're glad to see the big leaguers. I mean, he knows he's not going to be here for long, but he's still trying to make a contribution to the team.
That's right. Ball 1, it's 1-1 to Bobby Wilson. Baltazar Lopez thrashed it hard on a line of BB, and leaping up to stab it at short, Nick Punto, the big leaguer, on rehab assignment. Ball 2 low to Bobby Wilson. We're down to our last bullet, and we're trailing 6-0. Quad Cities trying to make the Kernel string of futility 22 innings. That's how many innings it would be since we scored if Bobby Wilson can't come through. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a slider, and DePaula even now. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 6-0 swing. Boy, this crowd, you have to commend. They've stuck with the Kernels. Bobby Wilson, right-handed batter. Pops one in the air to second. This should end the game. Underneath it is the second baseman in shallow right, and that does it. For the second straight night, this swing of the Quad Cities has shut out the Kernels. Bobby Wilson pops to second. Nick Punto, the shortstop, still walking kind of gingerly, trying to recover from that leaping stab. He's here to rehab an injured oblique muscle, and boy, did he contribute with 2 outstanding plays in the field and a 3-run homer. In the 9th inning for the Kernels, no runs, 2 hits. There were no swing errors, and Quad City, or the Kernels rather, leave a pair. We stranded 4. 6-0 swing. Procter & Gamble fireworks coming up in just a moment. So is our Kernel curtain call. We'll have that for you in just a moment. 6-0 Quad Cities. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
If you missed Mike and Mike in the morning.
If I live to be 95 years old and you knock on my door and say, what time was Laverne and Shirley on? I would say Tuesday night, 8:30, Channel 7. I would know
and
that.
And you'd win.
For the rest of my life. David Lander, pleasure to have you.
Why, thank you. It's a pleasure being had.
Let's start with this. We have a soundbite of Mike Tyson. If you got the malevolent cut, this is Mike Tyson.
You know, I'm Mike. You know, I'm not malevolent or anything.
Is it me or does that sound like Swiggy?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, Mike can pronounce his V's. I think it's where he has the edge over me. I would have said malevolent, and that would have just been it, and people would have accepted it, and we would have just gone on about our business. But, yeah, he's a little more articulated.
So here's what we do. On the program, we have these contests. We have people do imitations, so we need, if you would, be so kind as to honor us with an authentic Hello, Laverne.
Hello, Laverne.
Mike and Mike, weekdays from 6 to 10 Eastern, only on ESPN Radio.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
A second straight shutout of the Kernels by the swing of the Quad Cities, the star of the game for the visitors, right-hander Adam Harbin. He blanked the Kernels over 8 innings, allowing just 2 hits, fanned 7, walked 1. The swing jumped out ahead for the third time in a row in this series. They scored an unearned run in the first inning off starter Abel Marino, got 2 hits in that first inning, and then added a run in the fourth inning, a walk with 1 out, and then a triple by Mark Zamwich made it 2-0. It stayed 2-0 until the top of the 7th when Scott Whitrock slugged a hanging curve from Aaron Pullen out of the yard for his team-high 9th home run of the year. That made it 3-0, and then a couple of walks, and the big leaguer Nick Punto on a 3-0 pitch drilled a 3-run homer, the switch hitter batting left-handed off Colonel reliever Alan Buckley, who's pitched so well recently. That 3-run homer by the big leaguer Nick Punto puts this game away in the 7th inning for the swing. The Kernels got a leadoff triple from Quan Cosby in the 7th, only their second hit of the game, but he was left stranded. The Kernels made some noise in the bottom of the 9th inning, a pair of hits by Duenas and Pauly, but a leaping catch by Nick Punto, the big leaguer, who hit the 3-run homer in the 7th, really turned back a possible Kernel rally, and then Julio DePaula got Bobby Wilson to pop the second to end the game. Our biggest crowd of the year, 5,280, watching Procter & Gamble fireworks unfold above the right field scoreboard. The swing shut out the Kernels for the second straight time, 6-0. They've now blanked the Kernels over the last 22 innings here in our home ballpark. For Quad City, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 4. The Kernels, no runs, 3 hits, 3 errors. We stranded 4. The winning pitcher, 20-year-old right-hander Adam Harbin, he's 4-4. The Kernel loser Abel Marino is now 6-5. The game only took 2 hours and 26 minutes before a season-high crowd on Procter & Gamble fireworks night of 5,280. Up next, our Liberty Bank star play of the game. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on The Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's.
Better call Papa.
The fireworks continue to dazzle this season-high crowd, regular season crowd, 5,280. Colonel Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Mike Kuhlbeck, very on the ball to remind us that, yes, this is the biggest crowd of the regular season, but our All-Star Game crowd Tuesday night, 5,589. This big crowd on Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night, 5,280. Any 2 attendance figures that start with 5 sound awfully sweet. We thank Procter & Gamble for putting on this wonderful display of fireworks following another shutout win by the Swing over the Kernels, 6-0. Liberty Bank, Iowa's fastest-growing community bank, is now proud to bring us the Liberty Bank star play of the game. Let's go back to the third inning. An infield single by the number 9 hitter Ryan Spatero with the swing leading 1-0. He stole second, went to third on a fly ball by Nick Punto into center. He was at third with 2 out. The swing trying to add to their lead. This is our Liberty Bank star play of the game. Marino from the stretch delivers a looper into left. Paulie may not get there. He dives! He did it again! He's made another spectacular catch. Matt Paulie with 2 run-saving grabs in shallow left. And Abel Marino may be buying him a steak dinner tonight. What catches by Matt Paulie, and the Colonel defense is the reason we're only down by a run. Yes, Brandon Wood and Matt Paulie made outstanding plays in the early innings to keep the Colonels right in this game. But the swing pitching was too much for the second straight night as they blanked the Colonels 6-0. That's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. After this pause, next up on the Colonel Curtain Call, Matt Moss, Colonel Broadcast Assistant, with a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth. And sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Keel Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. The Pilot topped the SUV category in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical, they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Keel Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Keel Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randykeel.com.
Well, as the fireworks illuminate the Cedar Rapids skyline here on Procter & Gamble nights, we bring you the final segment of the Colonel's Curtain Call, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Gary Schubat. Rivalry weekend interleague play was on the menu this Saturday evening. In the Subway Series, the Mets beat the Yankees 9-3 in the Bronx. At Fenway Park, the Phillies upended the Red Sox 9-2. At the Sky Dome, the Blue Jays flew past the Expos 10-5. At U.S. Cellular Field on the south side of Chicago, the White Sox downed the Cubbies 6-3. At the ballpark in Arlington, the Rangers held on to beat the Astros 8-7. And at Dodger Stadium, the Angels flew past the Dodgers 7-5. At Camden Yards, the Braves shut out the Orioles 5-0. And in the Sunshine State, the Devil Rays squeaked by the Marlins 6-4. At Comerica Park, the Detroit Tigers snuck past the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-6. At the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, the Pirates beat the Reds in a low-scoring affair. 1-0 was the final. At the Metrodome, the Brewers jumped out and jumped all over the Twins 7-2. And that rounds out our finals here on the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. And continuing action, in the bottom of the 11th inning, the Colorado Rockies and Cleveland Indians are tied at 3 games apiece at Jacobs Field. In the top of the 10th inning, the St. Louis Cardinals hold a 2-1 advantage over the Kansas City Royals, that game being played at Kauffman Stadium. In the top of the 6th inning, at the Coliseum in Oakland, the A's hold a 3-2 lead over the San Francisco Giants. Wow, just a thunderous boom there outside. Almost derailed my train of thought, John.
That's understandable, Matt. The Procter & Gamble fireworks grand finale lasted over 8.5 minutes, and it was worth this big crowd of 5,280 staying for, and we'll let you continue your look at the State Farm Major League Scoreboard.
And the final game, the nightcap out on the West Coast, the Padres and the Mariners are scoreless at Safeco Field, that game on the top of the second. And that is a look at your State Farm Major League Scoreboard.
Thanks so much, Matt. We sure had another great time bringing you Colonel Baseball, and yeah, we're in a little bit of a tough road now with having gone 22 innings without scoring, dropping last night's game 11-0 and then being blanked tonight 6-0. But tomorrow, a chance to even this 8-game series at 2 games apiece. 1:40 dugout interview time. Brooks at bat. And 2 o'clock is our first pitch. Matt, again, the Ferris wheel ride will be available tomorrow for that 2 o'clock start.
The final day of the Ferris wheel.
We hope you're here with us. And if you're not, please be with us. Tune in to our dugout interview at 1:40. Deb Williams was our in-studio engineer. She, as always, did a first-rate job at 2nd Avenue and 5th Streets in downtown Cedar Rapids at the Zone. Tonight, Quad Cities with the Kernels, 6-0. 1:40, Brooks at bat, dugout interview time tomorrow evening. For Colonel Broadcast Assistant Matt Moss, I'm John Rogers, wishing you a great rest of your Saturday evening. 6-0 swing. You've been listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming, already in progress.